Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another edition of Tradeify TV. It is Thursday, June 12th, 2025. It is 60 minutes before the New York session, which means it is time for us to get you ready for your trading day. I am joined, as always, by my two best friends in the digital trading space. One who we decided to dress alike today. We didn't plan this, I swear. Actually, I did, just because I know he's wearing a white tee because he does it every fucking day. It is Nick, Swiss Nick. Nick, how you doing this morning or afternoon, I guess, for you?
I'm very good. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Miriam. Happy to be here again, as usual. It's funny because of the camera settings. I think your shirt looks slightly yellowish while mine looks slightly like greenish, bluish, but they're both white. So I appreciate you being on the team. And yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that Miriam is not wearing white on the typical white tee Thursday. I mean, I don't know if she did get the memo, but I mean, she's dressed wrong for today. But anyways, let's get the show started and actually introduce our one and only Matcha Mommy.
Good morning, Tradeify Nation. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Yeah, I clearly didn't get the white tea memo today. First of all, it's Thursday, so white tea Wednesday, to Matt's point, makes a lot more sense. So maybe we just make that a thing, okay? And maybe we can make green matcha Mondays and wear green teas, and that we can do that as well. We can go anywhere with this, right?
But as a Packers fan, I have plenty of green material, so we're good to go.
I actually don't. So we'll need to figure that out. But welcome everyone to the stream. We are so glad to have you here. If you are new here, also welcome to you. We got some stuff to go over today. We had some CPI or PPI data come out. I can't even remember which one came out, but we are currently moving to the upside here. So Matt, can you walk us through what we're looking at from a high level standpoint of the numbers here?
Yeah, so if we go to the, hold on, let me go to the 4 hour here, guys. So as we're looking at, I want to get a look at the ES actually this morning, just because of where we are on the charts, and we're hovering very, very close. I apologize for not zooming into this prior to the show. We're right back to that level at 6,000, guys, which Miriam has highlighted this level quite a bit over the past couple of sessions and how important it is. Miriam, I'm going to be very interested to see where the SPX itself, the index itself, opens here in just under an hour. But we are now, as I talk, literally exactly at 6,000. So we've got to be very, very careful here, guys. Now, our last 4 hour candle did attempt to break below it overnight. So we actually got down. What's the low on this candle? The low is 87.75. So for me, I'm actually going to drag this down to the bottom of that candle wick. That's going to be another line in the sand. So the bears are going to have to get through 6,000, hold it, and they're going to have to push through that previous candle low, which could be easy or could be more difficult depending on volume that comes in as we approach that level. I'm actually going to be very curious to follow your lead on Bookmap today, Miriam, as you tell us kind of where some of those orders are positioned around the 6,000 level. But every macro thing that I look at, from balance to a whole 6,000 is the ball game. We have to hold that. So I'm going to be very interested to watch that. In the NQ, it's a very similar pattern, guys. As much as they have been diverging a little during the New York session, the 4 hour charts on the ES and the NQ look pretty much the same. And the 21,850 level has not, as you can see on this chart, acted as resistance, but it's acted as pinning action on almost any time frame chart that you can think of. So boy, it's going to be a fun day. I said on Monday, I thought this was decision week for the markets. We weren't going to just fuck around and hang out at levels. And I think we're going to start seeing the beginnings of that move today. I would say, and I'll say this, and again, the markets can do what they've done to all of us and make us look dumb from time to time. I think we're going to get a decent move up or down between now and the New York Open tomorrow. So that's my official prediction. Of course, that and $17 get you a small coffee at Starbucks. So I guess we'll see where we go from there.
Well, Matt, you had a really good trade yesterday. Unfortunately, it was towards the end of the stream, but you got a really nice short on that move downside. Wow. So congratulations on that.
Actually, it's a funny story. I was telling that to Nick when just the two of us came on earlier. So yeah, and I set that up, and normally I would probably take half off and trail my stop and let it go. But for the sake of transparency, and we were going off, I very clearly had on my screen the entry, the stop loss, and the trigger. And actually what I did is, because I'm on this stream now, my fiance works out of the home, so I fly solo for about 8 hours a day, and so that means I have to take care of 5 pets. And so once this stream is over, I got to get upstairs, got to walk the dog, got to feed the cats, do all that kind of stuff. So I actually just left that trade alone, did not touch it. And I set alerts on my, trading view for all of its limitations. The cool thing is, it syncs very well with your phone. And I don't trade on my phone, and I never recommend anybody does it. But I do set alerts. Like if the markets are choppy and I need to go do something, I'll set alerts on above and below the chop, and then so I'll know to come down and check things out. So actually I just set those alerts where at my stop and at my profit target, and as I told Nick before, I was walking my dog and I literally got the alert when he decided to squat down and do his business. So it was a very profitable piece of dog crap. So I'm very very happy with that. But no, I was glad we were able to get into that well before the stream ended, so we set everything up. So I'm anyone who took that, hope you took a little bigger size than I did. I was just in 8 micros, but hey, you know what? We're revving up here, guys. We're getting a little more consistent. We're as Coach Tank coached us, to adjusting and trading on stream. We're getting there, and boy, it's gonna be a lot of fun going forward.
Oh yeah, super
100%.
exciting.
It was so sad because literally I said on by the end of the stream, I said, let's stay on for a couple more minutes, and then we left, and it literally took a couple more minutes. That trade was so clean. So congrats from my end as well. That was super nice.
Now we got to follow it up with some more wins today, guys.
Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. I think today's going to be quite an interesting day. Now, I feel like I say this every single day, and we don't really get much happening, unfortunately. But I think today is going to be a decision day, and we actually make a move. And we have been getting more of these more volatile moves happening later in the day, which is kind of where my frustration comes from, because of course, we all want to take a trade during the stream, but sometimes we don't get the setup. Now, ignore like the chaos that's going on my charts right now. I'm doing a little house cleaning, but as you can see, I have ES and the NASDAQ here on my charts, and I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so we don't see too much going on. But for me, yes, the 6,000 level is going to be a key level on the ES. Now I have the 30-minute chart on my right. Let me just make this a little bigger so you guys can see. Now this trend line that I have is actually a 4-hour trend line, so it is a really strong trend line. Now I want to see that we are going to be holding at minimum this 59.85, 59.87 level, which is actually where I see some buyers sitting here on Bookmaps. Actually the buyers kind of start here at that 59.95 area. So for me, that's going to be that zone that I'm looking for bulls to hold. Now we are clearly holding it very well, and as you can see, the trend line is holding very well. And if I just turn VWAP on, we are kind of flirting with VWAP here on the 30-minute. Let me just go down to the 5-minute so you guys can see this a little bit clearer. But right now, one of the things I always say when I get on the stream for when I'm looking at trading and how I'm defining my plan for the morning is where are we in relativity, I guess, to the previous day, right? Right now, we are pretty much sitting underneath yesterday's low, right? We're kind of flirting with it right now, but you can see here, this was yesterday. Actually, let me turn all these off again. This was yesterday right here. This was the low at 6,005. And, we're kind of flirting with this area right now. So what I would like to see from the bulls is a hold above yesterday's low at minimum. Okay, that's what I look at on ES. On NASDAQ, same sort of deal here. I'm going to be looking at this 21,790 area for us to hold. And of course, we are well above those areas right now, but that's kind of my zone for bulls. Can we hold the previous day low and then proceed on and make new highs from the previous day as well? Now I have this 4-hour zone on the ES, which has kind of broken, so it's not like the best zone for me, but I just wanted to leave it on here for you guys to see. This 6,060 area has been key resistance. So I think at minimum, again, I do want to see bulls get an extended move above that level for continuation to the highs here. And I think we have room up to the 61.35 area. Now, do we get there today? Maybe not, but this is the level that I would be wanting us to break. Above 60, 65, 60, 80 would give me conviction that bulls are going to make that next leg up. So for the NASDAQ to me has been an interesting, it's very wicky. NASDAQ has been very wicky to me. So for me, when I'm playing NASDAQ, I really want to see how ES is moving in conjunction. So for me on the NASDAQ, this is the 15-minute chart. Again, previous day high or previous day low. I want to see hold, which it currently is right now. And then I want to see a push above this pre-market high. So if we can get or the overnight high, if we can get a close above like the 21.910 area, we do have this 30-minute or I think 45-minute zone. 45-minute zone here that I would want to see how we react. And that zone stands from 21.964 all the way up to about the 22,20 area. And then we have previous day high. So we have a little bit of congestion here at the top. But I think if we break above yesterday's high, we have this level here at 22,170 that we could potentially run into. It's a 3-hour supply zone. So for me, NASDAQ, I would want to see more strength from the NASDAQ. I think ES has more room to run more than NQ, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. For the downside though, we do have some levels. I think at minimum, I would want to see this buyer zone here, this 2-hour level, the 21,687 all the way down to 21,644. I want to see how we're going to react in this area. If we just get like a dump, let's see how we react in this area, because if we continue lower, it's not looking too good for the bulls. So I think we have room all the way down to this 21,480 level. Okay, that's what I'm going to be looking for the downside. Now I'm not going to get too excited to try to jump into anything today. I'm just going to let it settle. We do have a guest today, of course. Dhesi Trades is going to be coming on with us today, so we're going to be looking at his strategy as well and seeing what he's going to be looking at. So Nick, what do you got? I know you got a smaller time frame you look at.
Yeah, of course. Right now I have the 15-minute open, actually, because that is where I do my analysis for today. Reason is we have this pretty strong level. I'm on NASDAQ here, by the way, guys. We have this pretty strong level between 21,736 and 21,720-ish that got rejected multiple times. Like we got a rejection actually Sunday night here. We got a rejection on Tuesday at like 3:30 in the morning. We got a rejection today at 4 a.m. That was actually the sweep of the lows from the Asia session. Had a nice move to the upside, and then when PPI came out, we rejected it again, and now are moving very, very strong to the bullish side. So today I think I'm Team Matt. Actually, I'm bullish. I don't like to say it, but I am. And the thing is, I still have that very, very strong level that I drew yesterday, the 22,158. Took that from the 4-hour charts here. Actually, let me turn off that high-low yesterday indicator so that we see it a bit better. The reason why I have that 22,158 level, and I think we could actually go there today, is because we rejected it on Friday, the 31st of January, then again on the 7th of February, then again on the 20th of February, and we have never touched it ever since. So for me, I mean, it's double bottoming out here, NASDAQ at the 21,720-ish level, and I expect it to move to the upside today.
Wait,
and actually, the chat says the same. We're sitting at 68%.
Hold on, time the F out here. I gotta ask something. I was waiting to jump in here. Did I just see Miriam using 4-hour charts?
What do you mean? I always use a 4-hour chart.
Yeah, but you're going down to like the 1 minute and the 15 tick charts and all that crap. It's so clean at the 4-hour. One of us.
Wait, no, Nick was the one that never uses big time frames.
I was trying to sneak out of that one because I knew.
Well, no, I was coming for him next. Don't like it's. I was coming after him in a minute, but.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Miriam is always using 4 hours. Like, that's
thank you.
All right. That's what
you just haven't been very observational, clearly, because
it's early here, man. I know it's earlier out there for you, but it's early here, man. I had a dog.
Okay, you just wanted a reason to come at me this morning,
so
and it's fine. I get it, because I get like that too with you.
Kids, stop fighting. I have something more to say. Another thing here on the chart that is very, very important to me, and you guys know that, right? The previous week high, previous week midpoint, previous week low, and of course the weekly open. Like, this weekly open for this week has been so magnetic. Like, price is always drawn back to it. If we look at Monday here, when we opened on Monday, that was at pretty much 21,800 level for NASDAQ. We moved away from it, came back down at in the afternoon, had this strong move to the upside, came back down, dropped a little bit below it into that 21,720 level, like came back down to it, and we're moving to that weekly open level all the time, and we're still chopping around that today. So that is a very important area for me to look at during today's price action.
All right. Good to know. Okay, well, we are clearly moving to the upside here. And let's see. I mean, I see that you have like a demand zone right there too. That looks like we held or we're holding at the moment, Nick. And that's that area. I think it kind of goes with where close to my demand zone. Actually, yours seems a little bit higher, like about the 715 area. So
yeah, it goes from like mine goes from 21,736 down to 21,716.
Okay, yeah. So I think we're similar there. Yeah, I think if we get this down, I mean, I would hope that bulls are going to hold this, right? We got a really nice strong move to the upside here. And you know, I think right now it's just time will tell. And I want to say I'm bullish too. I really do like to see what's happening here.
Wait, we all agree today?
I think we do. I'm rooting for the bulls. I'm rooting for the bulls today. You know, but there's always an opportunity for a nice short. And
can I get our background guys to flip that for posterity, please?
Well, there's the bull on top of the screen. But I see a cute little smile on Matt's face. I think we just made him very happy, Mary.
Yep.
And thank you for describing my smile as cute, Nick. I really appreciate that. That's we're gonna clip this whole thing. This is gonna make its way on all the social media. But yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I mean, so we've gone straight from -1 standard deviation to +1 standard deviation off of VWAP on the NQ. So that's a pretty in just 10 minutes. That's a very, very bullish move. But we got to hold it. And again, this 850 level has just been, you know, we keep finding our way back to that. You know, the analogy I always use is the toxic X, right? And if you don't have one, if none of your friends have a toxic X they keep going back to, it's probably you. But, you know, I had a friend in high school and college. He got a big crush on a girl. They dated for like 6 months, and he like pined after her for years. And she would come back just for enough attention every now and then. You know those types of people. Plenty of guys and girls out there that act like that. But like this is what the market's doing, right? It keeps coming back to this level, this 850 level. It's no, he or she will be different this time. No, they're not. So we really just need to see where we go from here. Need some divergence. Had a strong rejection off the 22,000 level yesterday. That was actually the basis for the trade I made as we went into the close or the end of our show. But man, it's a key level to get up to that area, guys. And so it feels like, knock on wood, maybe we want to make another run up to that level today, especially because even after this move, the NQ is still sitting, just 0.25% red from yesterday's close. So that's where I'm going to be looking for the next move. And then it's if the bulls are going to take control, if we're going to have the bull summer that I think a lot of people are predicting as some of these trade deals come in, we got to get to that 22,000 level. And that again tells me everything that the markets think about what's going on behind the scenes. We can try to decipher a lot of different media reports and et cetera, social media from what's going on with all these talks and all the tariffs, everything behind the scenes. But the price action ultimately tells us what the big money really thinks of it. The people that are making the decisions, that have the weight to send the markets to new all-time highs, they're not on social media, at least not publicly. They're not going on CNBC or Fox Business or Bloomberg or anything like that. They're quietly making the decisions behind the scenes, and that tells us all we need to know. So I am hoping and anticipating another run up towards, I don't know if we're going to get all the way up to 22,000, but a run towards that general direction. And then it's decision time. And I think if we make one more run at it with some volume, we're going to break it. And then I think it's going to be a fun, bullish summer.
I love it. Yeah. We like a fun, hot girl bullish summer. That's where.
Also, guys, chat, I wanted to let you know, for the people who are asking right now, Dhesi Trades is going to come on at 9:15. So pretty soon, actually, in about 25 minutes. And we're also going to have free account giveaways today. So stay tuned for that. And already make sure to smash that like button, because we need to get to a certain number in order to launch those giveaways. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a very exciting day. I'm actually excited to have Dhesi on. And hear about his strategies, because I know that he's trading with Brian Stonks or working with him. So that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited. I always love hearing how other traders trade, how other traders have made money because it can be completely opposite from, and most of the time there's similarities. There's overlap, but we're all seeing the same thing, right? We're all looking at the same charts. No one's seeing something different than someone else. And it's just cool to see the analysis and how everyone's brain works and in pattern recognition and using different strategies to make money. And that's the cool thing is you can make money both ways and you have uncapped potential in this market, and that's what makes it such a fascinating field to be in. Yes, it gets very frustrating sometimes and emotional. It can be hard to stick with it, but once you find something that works for you, go with it, right? You don't have to trade like how we trade. We could see something and I could be short, someone else could be long, and it works out. We're all making money, right? So that's I'm going to be interested to hear what his strategy is and what he sees today. Because I just love hearing how other traders make money. I'm rooting for the retail traders. I'm rooting for you guys to make money. So let's all lock in today.
That's how we go, right?
You bring up a great point there, Miriam, in that, and this is something we've talked about, all three of us have talked about privately, and I think we brought up on the show as well. And you just hit the core thesis of a lot of what Mark Douglas' work did before he passed a few years ago, in terms of he was one of the founding fathers of trading psychology. Definitely gotta read The Disciplined Trader, Trading in the Zone. Honestly, they're both very similar books. You can't go wrong reading either one. But he talks about how the mentality of people coming into the trading space, and I think this is even more applicable now with the prop firms and how there's a place like Tradeify gives you, outside of gosh, they were doing that $30 sale a few weeks ago. $30 as a point of entry into the futures market is insanely low. So we are not used to the freedoms that trading provides. First of all, we don't have to be in a trade at any given point. We don't have to exit a trade at any given point. It's completely up to us when we enter and when we exit. And like you said, potential for unlimited loss or gain on any day, at least as far as your account is structured, right? And we're not used to that. I know you guys have both, you guys are like me. We've started and run businesses in the past. We've also worked hourly and or salary jobs. And an hourly or salary job, exactly how much money you're making over the course of a period of time. You've always heard time is money, time relates directly to money, and trading's just not like that. You've seen some of us on this stream make a couple $1,000s in a matter of a few minutes. You can also blow out an account in seconds. Most of us have done that on a prop firm or two as we're full porting into news. Nick, not this Nick, background.
No. Little Nicky getting called out in the background here.
yeah. Next thing you know, my mic's gonna get cut in a minute here. But it's honestly, guys, we're not mentally prepared for that, and that's half of what the first 3 to 6 months of your trading career is going to be, is adjusting to all of that. By the way, I do see some new names in the chat. Welcome to everybody. I see some of the same old names. We are always happy to have you guys as well. So guys, we are 6 minutes from the top of the hour here. We'll be joined in a little just over 20 minutes with Dhesi Trades, and then we're going to hit the open, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be a very tradable day. Yesterday was a very tradable day. I'm hoping for another one as well.
Yeah. Also, I just saw Leah's message here in the chat. She just said she lost all her profits of the last 2 days today. Got into a trade where her position was too big, not intentional, and she just couldn't close it as she went into drawdown. Just hoped it would reverse. Leah, first of all, thank you so much for being transparent and sharing that too, because I think a lot of the viewers have seen you win the past couple of days, and exactly that transparency is what makes not just this show, but the trading space overall good. Because if people only show their wins, new traders are going to come in and they're like, oh, easy, I can click some buttons and everybody's going to make money. It's super simple. But that is the reality of trading. It happens to everybody. Everybody can make money, everybody can lose money. The number one thing is that you manage your positions properly and you manage your risk properly. But since you actually shared that info with us, I would love for the team to help. I know, Miriam, you're huge on psychology and mindset, so maybe you have some golden nuggets for her.
Yeah, I mean, and I commend you, Leah, for coming on here and being transparent. Like Nick said, it's really hard to admit that. I mean, I think as traders, we don't want to lose, right? We don't want to lose money. We don't like seeing us, be up a certain amount and then have to give it all back. That's a very difficult thing to do. And so I commend you for being upfront about that. For me, it's if something like that happens, you just have to look at what went wrong. And it sounds like in this case, obviously, you know that you risked your position size was too high, right? But I think at this point, it's what you have to do, right? You know what you have to do in terms of the next trade. And in this case, it's not about trying to make this all back, right? You're going to make it back eventually, and that's going to happen because you trust yourself as a trader, right? But I think in this case, it's all about just reviewing what happened, acknowledging that it happened, and being at peace with that, but also showing yourself grace, right? Don't, the last thing you want to do obviously is get back into a trade and try to make that money back. Be like discerning with that, and just understand that like it's going to happen over time, right? Depending on how much you lost, don't try to make that all back in one trade. Try to like break it up into bite-sized trades that make sense, right? And just maybe position yourself into like if it was $1,000, make a couple hundred, right? Don't try to make like half of that or more than half of that. So I think understanding that like this is going to happen over time. And even as traders, I talked about this the other day, like I've been trading for 5 years, and it seems like for me, I still have a long way to go. I mean, there's traders that have been around for 40 plus years, right? And they've learned all the things that they needed to learn, but it's still a constant learning experience. So don't feel like, this is like the end of your days or anything like that. And I don't think you do, but we've seen you come on here, and you're such a talented trader, and we appreciate you just always being here. And just know that, you're not alone in this, but definitely give yourself time to mentally take a break from that, right? Whether it's, drinking a matcha or going on a hot girl walk, whatever it is, right? Like take that time for yourself to just decompress, right? It's Thursday as well. So if you need to take tomorrow off, take it off. And I promise you, it's going to be the world of a difference for your mentality, because the market's always going to be here. There's always going to be an opportunity. And if you need to come back refreshed, go ahead and do that for yourself. But I don't know if you have a family or, pets or anyone that you talk to and feel at peace with, but go spend time with them today and tell them you love them. And, I promise you that'll make you feel so much better. So sending you love today.
Yeah, as it was said, I saw somebody in the chat, I forget where it was, but yeah, this is a lesson. So also, you said the comment about, full porting basically to pass an eval or something. And that's something I do want to address, because obviously different places have different rules. Tradeify's rules, I think, are very fair in terms of how they make you pass your eval. And sure, you can full port over the course of a couple of days and get where you're trying to go. And if you do that, fine. I'm not going to tell you not to do that, but just acknowledge you didn't really do it with a plan. So to expect to then jump into a sim funded account or even eventually get to a live account and just full port in and out is not, it's not going to work, right? Oh, the odds are against you long term. Now, I understand there's a lot of people out there who say, oh, you can play the prop firm meta game and all. Oh, okay. I mean, numbers are numbers. You have to have a statistical edge. Doesn't matter if it's in accounts, doesn't matter if it's on the charts, whatever. If you do not have a statistical edge, you're gambling. All right, go download a DraftKings or something and go. At least you'll get some entertainers. I told somebody one time who blew $120,000 off of their own money. I said, next time just go to Vegas and blow that, and at least you'll have some entertainment, because you're not following any plan or any rules. So nothing changes in terms of what you're doing if you're struggling, whether it's Layer or somebody else. It's just you've got to have a plan, and you've got to have a statistical edge. And if you have a plan and you're not winning, you're following your plan and you're not winning, well, your plan sucks. But if you're not following your plan, you don't know if it's good or not. So you have to have rules. You have to have the big D. I saw somebody, the old quote, the pain of discipline is easier than the pain of regret. And that's 100% true as well. So yeah, just to everybody out there, because I know for everyone who's willing to fess up, that they made a mistake or they struggled, there's 10 people that won't. So for all of you back there, just stick with it. Have a plan, not only a trading plan, but a business plan. So you're not overspending on evals and activation fees and all of that. Give yourself a budget every month on that. And after 6 months, you should be making more in withdrawals than you are spending on evals and activation fees. And if you're 6 months in and you're not doing that, it's time to step away for just a couple of days and reassess the whole thing. Again, it's not an exciting topic, so I'm not going to talk about it 30 minutes before the market opens, but having a trading business plan is very important. Maybe that's something I'll expound on Twitter over the course of the next couple of days.
And
business
also,
advice from Matt is a whole nother segment on this. So
we
can get into that.
I've done hour-long webinars on trading as a business. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like it.
But also, I wanted to add to this really quick because Leah also mentioned that she bought a new account within like 10 minutes after that event happening. Just a quick little story. I think I told it before on the stream, but when I got my first set of funded accounts, I made $200,000 within 16 days, which was insane for me back then. But I got a huge payout from it. But then actually I lost 140 grand in one day right after that. And pretty much it's a very, very similar situation. I just found myself in way too over leveraged trades that I couldn't close. Like I could close technically, right? There was no technical issue. It was just my mental game that wasn't able to close. Unfortunately, blew all of them. And what I did was the exact same. I have bought accounts like within 5 minutes, like right away. But here's what I did after I realized how impulsive I acted. I took the new accounts that I passed and actually only traded them with 1 micro as kind of like a punishment, because I knew one micro is not going to make me feel anything, especially not after making 200 grand in 16 days, right? So I traded 1 micro for like a month, and only then, once I felt like, okay, I can trade, I went back to minis. And maybe it helps you, Leah. Maybe that's something you can do, a little exercise, but it definitely helped me.
That is quite the range to come back from. I mean, even like you said, you kind of desensitized yourself from making the 6 figures or 7 figures or whatever it was that you made. But like, you have to, when you go back to the basics or the foundation of just making like, a couple dollars or maybe less than $100 on a trade. I mean, that is, that's quite the range that you have to mentally process. So interesting that you did that for a month. And then do you feel like that was a moment for you in your trading that really like shifted or was it?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Because it sucked. Like, I mean, I'm here to make money, not here to trade 1 micro, right? Because with 1 micro, I mean, of course, if you take a big trade, and let's say you take, I don't know, 100 points and you make $200 on NQ, for example, I mean, that is still a nice trade. But from a money perspective, to get rewarded with $200 for a 100-pointer, in my mind, it just didn't make any sense, right? Now I think very differently because I count my points. I said it multiple times. I'm up 100 points for the week, or I'm up 50 points or 150 points for the week, or I'm down 30 points for the week, whatever. I rather count points and I adjust the monetary value based on the account size I'm trading, obviously. But back then it made 0 sense for me to hold a trade that long, like make 100 points just to make $200. So it was a good mental exercise to just desensitize from the big amounts and not focus on the money, but instead focus on the actual process, as cheesy as it sounds.
Yeah, we say that all the time. At least I do. Like once you detach yourself from the monetary outcome of what you're trying to do in trading. And I know that sounds so backwards because trading is about making money, right? But there's such a mental component to it. And as humans, like, we're just wired to want to make money, right? And so when we tether ourselves to the outcome of the monetary outcome, that's actually, in fact, when we start to see these inconsistencies in our trading, right? We see a big gain, profit loss, whatever, and we're like, I got to get out, rather than, does it make sense for me to exit this trade? And looking at it from that lens, rather than, oh, I'm up $100, $1,000, $2,000. And yeah, sometimes it's good to take your money and go, but you got to look at it from the lens of, is this going in line with my plan? And am I risked well for this, right? If you're in the profits, move your stop. But at the end of the day, I find that removing the monetary outcome from the goal is typically what tends to make more consistent traders.
And that's something we've heard consistently from our guests as well. I know it sounds counter. We're here to make money. If you're not trading to make money, get the hell out of this business. But yes, it is process over profits every single time. Develop and fine tune your process, guys, and the money will come. right? And focusing too much on the dollars. I love what Nick says about ticks. That's probably something I should do as well in points. That's just, again, focus on the process and being good at something for the sake of being good at it. I want to say we just had a very, in the last candle, very short and small pop, which retraced. We had a Trump tweet. The China deal is great. That's it. That was it.
That's
Great.
it.
That was literally it.
That's why we only get a small pump. That's why you only get a small pump.
I think maybe Trump Jr. was in a long and wanted to get a few more points, so he texted Dad to do a quick tweet there. But no, so again, but that does tell us that's on Trump's radar today. So we should consider that there could be statements or things coming out at any given time. Again, it's not going to change what we're trying to do. I will tell you this, guys, and I know, Trump's unique situation with everything that goes on with him and the statements and the tweets and the back and forth. But guys, you do this long enough in your career, you're going to end up with things like that going in your favor just as much as they go against you. So don't worry about being stopped out on a Trump tweet or something like that. The longer you're in this game, the more those things tend to even out. You'll get caught in plenty of things that pop in your direction too, as well. So don't overly focus on that. We just acknowledge that it's a risk. And so if you're trading, maybe you're very close to your first payout, maybe reduce position size just a little bit today, because I don't want you to be $300 away from a payout and all of a sudden you go, two minis into something, Trump tweets something and it goes 20 points against you. Now all of a sudden you're $2,000 away from a payout and about to blow a funded account. So just be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And also I think let's get the likes to 200 here really quick so we can do the first giveaway. Because we're gonna have I think 5 free accounts that we're gonna give away today. The first one is gonna be a 150k growth account. So make sure to smash the like button here really quick so we can get the first one going.
Let's go. I feel like I want to make the giveaway code word something really complicated. Just for shits, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, let's go for it. Go for it. But you have to put it in the background first. Show it to Nick because he needs to activate the randomizer. But that sounds like a long keyword.
Jeez, it really just trying to just fuck everybody with this thing this morning.
Oh man. Oh, we surpassed 200. We're at 250 now. So
great,
background, Nick,
right.
let us know whenever you're ready for it, and then we're gonna do a giveaway for our 150k growth account, guys. We need to wait for confirmation from the background here.
I would just love to see the first person who actually writes this down. Types this in the chat and gets it right.
It has to be spelled right. It's going to be a long keyword, guys.
Yeah. There's going to be like 4 entries. So.
You have to get it right, though. Like, you have to spell it right in order to qualify for this giveaway. If you don't spell it right, like, you're out. So make sure that you don't fuck this up.
Yeah, let me actually stir the pot really quick. There are hints in the chat for this keyword.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go search, guys. Go search.
All right, are we ready for this?
I think so. Yeah, we got a guest in 5, so let's get it done.
I don't think so yet. Oh yeah, we are. Okay, sorry. Let's do it.
All right.
Miriam, go for
it. All right, the giveaway keyword is iced matcha coffee king.
Separated,
not one word.
Matcha coffee king is 4 different words. So don't mess it up.
Go for it, guys. Only put it
once. No one's even typed yet.
Yeah, they're typing. Oh, there's the first one.
Oh, a few people are getting it right. Okay, all right.
He's laughing his ass off already.
My new if Ice Matcha Coffee King wins.
It's what Drew said.
We are using a randomizer, by the way. We're using a randomizer, so
Drew said in the background if the guy wins,
they've seen the randomizer. Brett put the randomizer on. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got it pulled up.
Okay.
If Ice what is it? Ice Matcha Coffee King, if he wins, like, the accusations are never gonna end.
Yeah,
Drew was right on that one.
I had to.
We're gonna do this visually now because you guys requested for it to see, to see it, and now you do. So we're gonna do visual giveaways here.
Nice.
Well, it's wonderful. After this first move, we have just sort of barcoded out into the open. So we've got our daily barcode Tradeify TV in. So now it is time for the markets to move as we move into the open.
Right.
5 minutes. We got a guest, Dhesi Trades, guys. Looking forward to speaking with him about his trading. Mark's the first guest that we've had that is exactly half my age. So that makes me feel really fucking old this morning. So a big appreciative to whoever booked that. But I'm looking forward to it.
He could be your child.
Thank you for that, Miriam. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
In case you didn't like you needed that extra.
Yeah, I know. I did. I absolutely did. That's been a thing for me and my fiance for like the last couple of years. Like we'll go to a restaurant and you'll have like a real young server and be like, she could be our daughter, man. That's ridiculous, But yeah, no, and it's going to make me feel equally stupid because I was not making money at 21. I was a dumbass at 21. So. It's somebody who's got their shit together. It's making money and trading at 21. I'm just gonna be like, well, okay.
Wow, yeah.
All right, guys, let's give them 5 more seconds here, and then we're gonna pick a winner for the 150K growth account. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the giveaway is done. So stop typing. You're just gonna get disqualified if you keep typing. Let's see.
Oh, did we already get the?
Wait, there's a bot notification in the.
Yeah, is that? Oh, okay, we got a winner. JDM is the winner of the giveaway.
JDM, you got 60 seconds to type in the chat here to let us know you are here.
And claim your 150K growth account. I'm sorry, dude, but I'm actually glad that Ice Matcha Coffee King didn't win. That would have looked so rigged.
For this one.
Yeah, for this one. I'm sorry, Ice Matcha Coffee King. At least he's saying GG in the chat, so we're good. We are good. Do you guys see JDM in the chat?
I have not seen
JDM,
him
make sure to type something.
You got to type to claim.
1 minute to claim this.
There he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
There he is.
All right. Congratulations, JDM.
Congrats. We're going to be doing more, guys. So this isn't it. But let us know if you like this visual that you guys can see. We're trying to make it more exciting in the future, but let us know if that's something you guys like. Because we're not just like picking it from the back. Like we have a randomizer. So all right, we like it.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice. Yeah, we're still getting that barcode action. I think that's not going to change until 9:30.
No, probably not. Those 7:30, the 7:30 or 8:30 news, 8:30 Eastern news. It usually is a drop or a pop, but it doesn't usually maintain a trend into the open. But right now, sort of the behind the scenes boys or the big boys are positioning themselves where they want to put in their orders, where, what their bias is going to be. I know we say it every day, 15-minute range is going to be very, very important today. I really think that.
Why is it specifically important today? What's your
I just think because, again, with the majority of the week's news, like major news that we know of, right? Data yesterday, the trade deal, all that is now behind us. So now it's any of the big money who has not yet participated is going to start positioning. Maybe it's not today. Maybe it's tomorrow or into next week. But, we're still, we do have FOMC next week. I don't think there's a whole lot of drama around that meeting. I think it's either the late July or the mid-September meeting they're going to target for the beginning of rate cuts, or at least there's going to be a pressure campaign on Powell for rate cuts if inflation data continues to come in, in line or below expectations. So, we're weeks away from earnings. I think, we're going to get into a little bit of a news vacuum. And everyone thinks, well, we trade with news. The big boys want to trade in a vacuum, right? They want to trade where there's not as much of that risk on the table. So, and again, keep in mind with futures, guys, those of you that have been, Miriam, I know you know this too, if you're in the stock market or in the options market, not all the time, most of the time, big money is smart money. And some of that is by definition, some of that is just how they play. In the futures market, that's not always true. The majority of the time, big money, smart money, but not always. You can see very, very big positions. I know I used Bookmap for a while too. I know Miriam does right now. You'll see big orders get filled and then the market just run against them. So, for all of us that have been short a few minis and and had the market go against us. Imagine if you're in 250 minis of the NQ and the market trades 50 points against you. We'll let you do the math.
Yikes. Someone's getting fired. That's for sure.
Risk managers kicking in somebody's door. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are we also so we have a set of data as well tomorrow. Now we do have some 10 a.m. news also coming out here. Actually 10. See, this is my problem, guys. I'm on the West Coast, so every time I look at news, I have to do like the conversion of the times, and I'm just, it's getting it's messing with my mind a little bit. So I believe this is actually coming out at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and it's the 30-year bond auction. Now, in the past, we've kind of had mixed bag with this sort of stuff. So just be mindful of that if you are going to be in a trade later on today as well.
Yeah. Also, I just got word that we are ready to bring Dhesi trades on. So chat, make sure to put a welcome Dhesi in the chat. We wanna see a very warm welcome for our guest. It's going to be an exciting day. Interviewing him, seeing his trading style, and hopefully executing some trades live on the stream. But guys, give it a warm welcome for Dhesi Trades. We still need the clapping sound effect.
Woo!
There he is.
Golf clap, golf clap.
How you doing, man?
How's it going? I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing great this morning.
Welcome to the stream, Dhesi.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on.
Where are you joining us from the world right now?
I am.
You don't have to give us like exact.
California, so 6 a.m. That's
yeah!
pretty.
Yep. Another West Coaster. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So how is it trading? Is this your normal trading area, or is it like?
Yeah, I usually trade in like the first hour of market open and try to look for a move there. So this is within the realm of when I like to take a trade.
All right, we got another West Coaster here, guys. Give it up for West Coast trading. If you guys are in the West Coast, give it up for Dhesi. We are up. It is early here on the West
Coast. Very early. You gotta get up by 5 to get yourself mentally prepared.
I was just about to say, if you trade the first hour of market open, like, what do you do after? Because you still have the entire day.
You got the whole day ahead of you at that point.
I mean, I live in a small town. There's not much to do. I mean, you can go to the gym and that's about it. So
you go to the gym the entire day after market open.
Yeah, you got the whole day to kind of do what you want.
Yeah.
Great. It is great.
So why don't you, Dhesi, since we have a few minutes before the open, and we'll get into your trading style and kind of what you look at and what you look for. But for those that are not familiar with you, give us 2 to 3 minutes. How did you get into trading?
Yeah, so I got into trading in 2021 during the whole meme stock, craze. That's when I first started trading, and just like every other meme trader, you pretty much lose all your money, and there's not much. There's not much profits in terms of getting your money back on the memes. So it was, at that time, I was using my brother's money, actually. So I lost his money, and it obviously did not go well. And I was like, I could either stop or I could try to get his money back, and eventually let it work out over time. Lucky for me, he was great about it. He did not care at all. Like I'm talking about, I drained his bank account to zero. He did not care at all. So I was like, okay, this is good. He's like, yeah, just work your way back, try to get good at actually trading, and then we'll see where it goes. And then from that, took some time off, got a job, built some capital up, and then I really started hammering it towards like the end of 2021, the start of 2022, and it really took off in summer 2022. I would say that's like the biggest, from summer 2022 to like the fall was like the biggest like test for me, because that's when I made my first 6 figures, but that's also when I lost my biggest losses I had in terms of from the fall to the start of 2023. And that was really what made me into what I always said, who I am today. And after that, it's just been kind of, building slowly using prop firms to leverage my trading. And here we are today.
Wow. Well, first of all, if your brother, I can send him my Venmo if he wants to give away some more money here. But
yeah,
no, that's a very supportive brother. It sounds like that kind of helped get your feet in. And that's amazing. So tell us a little bit about your strategy. And I know you're going to share your charts here. And let's get into what you would be looking at for a normal day today. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I like to trade ICT concepts, which has fair value gaps, order blocks, things of that nature, areas of liquidity. So my chart for now is pretty simple. I have the overnight high marked out, right? The London high is the previous session high marked out. I see that we took out that high. And I'm just kind of waiting for a rebalance into this 15-minute gap that I have marked out. And that 15-minute fair value gap, that's going to give me my bias for the day. If we start getting a nice move out of it back to the upside, you can look at that as a continuation and then look for like an Asia high or things like that, right? Or 50% of the entire range from yesterday's New York high. If we inverse this 15-minute, I'll look for the data lows because we do have equal lows from overnight session and with the news release that we had. So that's how I kind of play my bias. I've been having a neutral bias in this market just because I feel like all the 4-hour and 1-hour candles have been having massive wicks. So I'm open to playing both sides, but that's kind of all I have right now on my charts heading into this open.
All right. So then in terms of like, and you said you trade fair value gaps. So and I feel like this is a pretty similar strategy to just like finding liquidity, right?
Yeah.
So essentially that's what you're doing. So are you, I gotta ask, I gotta get it out of the way, guys. Bull or bear?
I would like to be bear at the open into those lows, right?
Okay.
If you look, I know that's kind of going, I feel like I'm kind of going against what everyone is, you know.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No,
one of us.
You're one of us for sure.
Okay, yeah. So last night we had a lot of liquidity built up from this week. So we did take out the weekly low that we have so far, but I don't think that was enough in terms of where we should pull back towards. And just leaving those equal lows is going to give me very hard time to actually look for a long at the open, at least. So maybe after those lows get taken out, I'll look for a long, but it just looks, the market looks a little messy right now, and I would like those equal lows to get taken out before any type of move up.
Okay, so you would be looking for a potential print at the lows and then see how bears or bulls are going to handle that, and then if we hold, you would be looking for a long.
Exactly. So I would use that 15-minute fair value gap that I have marked out as my bias for the open, and then out of that is where I'll operate and look to take trades.
So then do you like to wait for a specific time, like, you know, the first 15 minutes, or do you typically enter a trade right at the open? How do you manage that?
So for me, it's if we have 5:30 news, anytime from the open to around 7 or 10 a.m. Eastern, I can look for a trade. Just because when we have our 5:30 open or 5:30 news candle, that kind of is like the manipulation move, so I can look for my expansion move right at open. If we don't, I'll wait for around 9:50 to 10:10 Eastern to look for an actual trade. So in this case, we're pretty much all good to go to look for a trade as soon as the market is open, as long as we get our model. Because I like to look for a retracement to that fair value gap, and then I like to take like a 1-minute inverse fair value gap for like an entry to the upside or downside, whatever I'm looking at.
I was just about to ask what your confirmation is for the entry, but do you usually just take fair value gap trades, or is there anything else you would take?
Yeah, so let's say we retrace into this 15-minute gap and we create a 1-minute bearish fair value gap. I would need that bearish fair value gap to be violated to confirm my bias for upside, or whatever, you know, in this case, if I want to look for upside, that would confirm my bias for upside. The price tapping into that 15-minute fair value gap, you know, straight up isn't enough for me to actually take the trade. I need lower time frame confirmation. So I'll pair the 15-minute fair value gap with like a 1-minute inversion, and that's what I'll take for the upside.
Gotcha.
It does kind of look like a double bottom there on the 15-minute as well. So this could be a potential bullish move. But and when you're trading and when you're entering, are you typically in and out like a scalper, or do you hold the trades for longer periods of time?
I'll hold the trades as long as I need to, and, you know, because when I have my take profits in, I think this is one thing that traders really need to adapt if you're looking for catching, you know, like a range move. Is once you enter the chart, or once you enter, the chart's going to do what it's going to do. You just need to hands off. You have your stop in place, you have your take profit in place, and no matter how long it takes going to those areas, whether you get stopped or take profit, you just got to let it play out. Sometimes it could be quick within 5-10 minutes. Sometimes I've been in trades for like an hour, 2 hours. It just depends on the speed of the market. And, you know, once I have my take profits, I really don't, you know, touch my trades. Nice. I don't think that's something someone should do. just because if you don't get any smarter in a trade, and that's what I always tell people. Have a plan, execute it, and just let it go.
No, that's great. I mean, that's something I think a lot of traders struggle with too. What do you feel like? And I know we have less than 5 minutes here until the market opens, but I guess let me start with, are you looking? I see you're looking at the 15-minute. So then, would you be entering on a lower time frame?
Yeah, so what I would look for is like, okay, so we have a 15-minute fair value gap. If we tap into it, I'll switch into the 1 minute, right? And the 1 minute, if we have like a bearish fair value gap that gets violated, that's when I'll look for an entry. So most of my entries are taken on the 1 minute, sometimes on the 5 minute time frame. Using that higher time frame, in this case, like a 15-minute, basically to get like a rebalance, right? And once we get our confirmation on the 1 minute, that's when I'll enter. So yeah, most of my trades are usually taken on such a small time frame like the 1 minute and things like that. And like I said, this is just for like day trades and scalps. If I'm swing trading or anything like that, I applied the same system, same logic, but just on a higher time frame.
Okay. Well, we're excited. We're excited to hopefully potentially take a trade today with you. I know we're less than 4 minutes here until the market opens. And then, do you primarily trade the New York session?
Actually, I like trading all sessions. Like I feel like I honestly think this year London has been my most profitable session. I know it's easier for us Cali people to kind of trade London just because the time is still okay. So I would look at the first hour or two of London, and that's what I've really been hammering this year. I'm always up for New York just because that's kind of like the main, that's when the market is really, really moving. But I feel like overnight sessions have been very, very clean. Even last night's session, I thought it was very clean. And going into today's New York Open. But yeah, overnight, London and even some Asia trades is, if everything aligns in terms of what I'm looking for a trade, wherever the session is, I will take that trade.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, we're on the best coast here, guys. I mean, West Coast, best coast. I don't fight me if I'm wrong, but I think we're on the
Midwest,
best coast
motherfuckers.
Save that for the open, Matt. Save it for the open.
At least our guest yesterday was finally somebody from the Midwest. You have no idea how excited I was when I learned that.
I mean, they call it mid for a reason. They call it mid for a reason.
I'm still waiting for a European guest. Still waiting.
I like this guy. We're gonna have some good trash talk today. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited here. We got less than 3 minutes. So if you guys have any specific questions for our guest here, go ahead and put it in the chat, and we'll answer them as they come in here. So just gonna get locked in.
Did Miriam say fight me or bite me? It doesn't really matter. Each one. I'm not messing with her. She's got such a low center of gravity. She's just gonna go straight for the knees. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, don't mess with the small ones. The fun size ones are they come compact, but they pack a punch for sure. Hey,
I see Sherry St. Louis in here. I'm from the metro area as well, Sherry. So yeah, it's nice to see somebody else from the Lou in here.
Guys, we have 1 minute and 21 seconds until market open.
I'm trash talk with somebody. Have you? Yeah, I know. This is life right now. It is what it is. You got to have some fun, guys. I don't care what you're doing. Like we've talked about it before. Dhesi, I don't know if you agree. Like trading itself can be like just the act of trading. It can be interesting, but it's not the most exciting thing in the world. So we got to create a little excitement in some of our back and forths and all that.
Yeah, and I think it gets a little lonely too. So having something like Tradeify TV and things like that, where you guys are on, interacting with people, I think that's something that the trading community definitely needs.
One quick fire question before market opened here. Somebody really wants to know, Dhesi, Messi or Ronaldo?
Ooh.
I'm not that. It's tough, but I'm gonna have to go with Messi.
All right. You heard it here on Tradeify TV first. 20 seconds until market open.
All right, Matt, guys. You know what time it is.
LeBron. Someone knows in chat. Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
We are 10 seconds from the open, guys. Dhesi, we got a little tradition here. You're about to be a part of it.
Let's do it.
We start us off in 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, motherfuckers. Let's go.
We need to get a soundbite. We need to get a soundbite of that.
Definitely.
All right.
Oh no, it's better live every morning. Come on.
Yeah, we tapped that 15-minute on NQ. Just a little. I want to dig a little bit deeper before.
Do you usually wait for like 50% of it, or?
Yeah, 50% of it in this case would be ideal. Just to build a little bit more structure. All right.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, while we wait for this to form, Dhesi, another quick question, if you have time right now to answer it. Somebody asked why are you looking for 50-minute fair value gaps and not 1 hour or 2 hours?
I don't mind using a 1 hour and 4 hour, but if you go on the recent, or you go on the hourly time frame in this case, we just don't have a lot of fair value being put in. So I'm using the highest time frame possible in terms of what's available to me in this case. And what I see from the time frames that I use, there's only the 15-minute that really has a nice print. Everything else is very choppy. We are respecting a 1 hour gap, another 1 hour gap from last night's bounce. But in terms of New York, there's just nothing else that really provides any fair value in terms of time frames that I like to use.
So you're going for the highest time frame first and then working your way down to whenever you find something. Basically, that's the time frame you use. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Earlier, guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
At least on the back end, but we hear you double. You're echoing, Miriam.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, it is to us. In the chat, can you let us know, does Miriam echo right now?
Yeah. Echo.
Chat has 5 seconds delay.
Yeah, apparently we're a little. It is okay. It is echoing. Okay.
All right.
It's Robot Miriam today.
Okay, but before we get rid of the echo, could you just lean in really close to the mic and say, "Luke, I am your father."
Luke, I am your father.
There we go. Darth Matcha. Okay, if somebody does not Photoshop that, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, we'll hold up for you.
We do have Bananakin Skywalker in here most days. I don't know if he's in here today, but yeah, Desi's judging you guys. Yeah, he's like, what the hell did I sign up for coming on to this show? We like to have fun here, Desi.
No, that was good. I appreciate that.
Whenever we wait, we gotta entertain people.
Yeah.
It's lonely enough to be a trader. Gotta have at least have some fun with it.
Yep.
Someday
we're a little bit weaker than NQ here off the open. Got a little divergence going on.
It always hopes to have a little bit of a support group with your trading. Sometime when we don't have a guest in the markets or barcoding, I'll tell the story of the club. I was a little traders club I was a part of when I first got started, guys. That's a fun story. It's just like the short version of it is 10 minutes. So, but yeah, nice candle to start things off here. 850 level, Desi, seems to be a level we've continuously retested again and again, whether from above or below.
Yeah. So if you look at the candle from, I believe it's 6:45 p.m. Eastern last night, the 15-minute time frame, we're taking out all the highs within a bearish fair value gap. So that's what I would mark right here. And looking at how if price can actually push through this, like basically like a kind of a resistance break. If you don't trade the ICT version of this, and then above that, I think 900s look pretty good, above like 870.
All right, I'm back on. Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, great.
Okay, we did it. I thought the technical difficulties were over yesterday, but apparently they're coming back today for me.
When you think of all that goes on behind the scenes of this show, and most people watching don't know, or if you've done like the fact that we haven't bottomed out like every day is something
Right.
is kind of a miracle. It's a credit to our team in the background there, Drew and Nick. They do an A+ job every damn day here.
Yeah, mad props to you guys in the back.
Nick is managing the show while full porting multiple accounts in every possible direction. That's skill right there.
No, it actually is. And then managing the chat and like this guy's multitasking abilities are beyond me.
The background, Nick, just to be clear.
Around here, we call him No Stop Loss Nick.
Yeah. We got a lot of nicknames for Nick, but
we do. This is only 3-4 weeks into the show. Imagine what it's going to be like in 6 months.
Oh well. Desi, what are you looking for right now? You seem very locked in on something.
Nah, I don't feel like there's not much happening right now. I still want that deeper dive into that gap. ES is a lot weaker than NQ right now, which is making me think ES might want to go for that 50% instead of NQ, which is fine as well. I was kind of looking for some reaction. The 1 minute time frame, guys, is just terrible. Like, it is just. Well, for at least how I trade, it's a chop fest right now.
Yeah, same.
On the 1 minute.
Do you trade anything else besides NQ and ES, or just those two?
I've actually been dabbling a little bit into gold. So yesterday was actually my first time trading it on funded accounts. It went pretty well. I obviously did lower size just to get a hang of how it moves. I'm using the same type of strategy on it, but just using a little bit of a higher time frame because I do notice the 1 minute is manipulated a little bit more than what indices are. So I've been using higher time frame, taking entries off of a 15 minute instead of a 1 minute, and it's cool. It's definitely something I want to get comfortable with and add to my rotation, I guess, in terms of because right now I only trade NQ and ES strictly. So adding gold, I think would be pretty good.
That's really cool. Yeah, we don't typically get a lot of precious metal traders or even like oil traders, but we do like looking at those charts and getting some analysis. But yeah, I mean, we're NASDAQ is Bay, right? NASDAQ is Bay. So we like to stick to NQ because we're all degenerates here at some point. Matt is like, don't speak for me.
Well, no, I think that's part of and I'm always interested to talk to traders like Dhesi. Dhesi, I'm assuming your intro into trading was through like the prop firm world. I know you talked about your brother's stuff but like in futures, was your first futures account with a prop firm?
So actually it wasn't. It was a live account that I used. But I very quickly transitioned into props after realizing what they offer and what they were. And then I actually just started trading live again this year, like with real size and things like that. But yeah, prop firms, I just feel like the risk to reward was so much better on it. Yeah. Especially as someone who's getting started into, a very low entry or low ticket entry into the futures world. You really don't have to risk too much. But yeah, once I saw the prop firms, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely the way to go if you want to trade futures.
Yeah, and it's guys, so many people get caught up on social media with the P&Ls that people are posting. And listen, there's big arguments who's legit, who's not. We're not going to get into that. Because it really doesn't matter. But when we talk about trading as a business, guys, when you get 3, 4, 5, especially 6 months into your trading career, if you're with the props, I'm not worried if you've had a 10, 20, 30K payout, whatever the case may be. But at that point, you should be close to break even in terms of what you spent on the firms versus what you've withdrawn. And if you're not, then it's time to reassess. Again, the importance of a business plan. Trading is a business. And if you don't have some sort of written business plan, I highly encourage you to do that. All right, we're getting a run up here to highs, guys. We are now pushing above 870. Nice little move off of 6,000 into the 616 on the ES as well. Man, I was with Dhesi. I was hoping for a pullback and then a pop. I was pullback to VWAP at the open would have been absolutely beautiful. And again, it's tough to chase up here, right, guys? Because what do we try as a trader? We're looking for value, and when we're at session highs, by definition, we don't have any value on the upside. Now, it doesn't mean we don't occasionally take a trade if we like, what's going on the longer time frame charts, but. Yeah, it's this is not the price action I was hoping for, guys. I was really hoping for a pullback at the open.
Yeah, I agree with what you said earlier, Dhesi, about like ES being the weaker one of NASDAQ. And that's something, at least for me, I wonder, is that something you use as confluence when you're trading NQ? Do you look at ES's price action before entering a trade?
Yeah, when it's like a big difference in terms of ES is not taking out highs and NQ is, etc. I would use, so we call it obviously ICT or SMT, right? So if we have that SMT at key areas, that gives me more confidence in taking the trade. So if we had SMT, let's just say after a London sweep or something like that, right? And I want a reversal back to the upside, that to me gives me confidence to actually enter the trade with, it's even a higher probability trade. In this case, there's not really any areas because both of them tapped into the 15-minute gap, things like that. Now this is like kind of an area where I'm like okay, I need to really wait and be patient for my trade, just because ES still hasn't run its 9 a.m. highs, right? While NQ's continuously taking them out. But if they're at a key area in terms of areas of liquidity, then for sure it just adds so much confidence into the trade that I take.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, for me right now, ES is gonna have to break this 22 area for me to consider a long. I probably would, depending on where NASDAQ is sitting. NASDAQ actually has some sellers here coming in at 21,887, 890 area. So be careful about that level, guys, if you are taking a long. We are getting some selling coming in as well. But the next level down, I don't really see any huge buyers right now until like 21,837.40 area. So we could come back to that level and then bounce. But that 21,890 and then the 900 level is going to be key for me. So, but I do want to see if ES is going to break that high to convince me of taking a long. So yeah, it's just something I was wondering about, because we've been getting some divergences between ES and NASDAQ. And I'm sorry, you said SMC or
SMT.
SMT. What does that stand for?
I think a smart money tool. Just another tool to you. Yeah, I genuinely think that's it. Or smart, something like that.
Smart money trap, I think.
Too many acronyms these days.
Yeah, right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Chat, you guys can help me out. Is it smart money tool or smart money trap? I'm pretty sure it's tool.
That's gonna get us some engagement here.
One question that we always try to ask our guests. First of all, there's two questions in the chat I want to address. First of all, Josh says, "Who's this cutie?" My name is Matt. Thank you very much. I'm taken though. Sorry, but my name is Matt. Follow me on Twitter. But I do want to respond to the question from Iced Matcha Coffee King. Dhesi, what's your mindset with losing trades? Do you stop after a loss, or do you look for? Well, obviously, I hope he doesn't look for revenge trades if he's profitable. But how do you handle any loss that you have on a given day?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought it up, because I actually was gonna go ahead and read that comment. So I think this genuinely, because it takes a while for people to become profitable, right? And it took me, I would say, quicker or faster than the average person. It took me 8 months to get profitable. And the biggest shift is I am trying to avoid death and taxes in terms of, oh, I don't want to take a loss. It is inevitable. Everyone is guaranteed 1,000% to take a loss. There is nothing personal about it. There's nothing, oh, you're a bad trader. It's going to happen. So for me, it was like, why should I even care, or why should I worry? As long as I have my risk managed, if I know exactly what I'm risking in a trade, I don't have any emotion to going into a trade. Like, I'm not going to risk 1,000 and somehow lose 100,000, right? Like, that's not going to happen. So for me, losses are just, and I always tell people it's inevitable. There's no reason to beat yourself over it. Just like wins are inevitable, right? Don't get too low on the lows. Don't get too high on the highs. It's part of the business. It's literally the movement, the way, the flow of business. So I would just say, in terms of a technical standpoint, if I take 2 losses in a day, I'm done. If I take 1 loss in the morning, I'll give myself another go on the next high quality setup. 2 losses for sure, done. But in terms of getting emotional about losses, that's just not something that I think even makes sense when it's 100% guaranteed. Instead, learn to work with yourself and see how you react when those losses happen. And journal it, and maybe see, okay, I was impulsive after a loss or things like that. If you journal it, I promise if you go over 3 months worth of data, it's going to be one same common factor between all the losses and all the red days you have. And it's going to stem from you taking a loss. So don't get so upset about something that is 100% guaranteed and you can't avoid that. Like, even me saying it right now, that literally doesn't make sense. How can I get mad at something that is bound to happen, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You can't avoid it. Just learn to work. And in terms of, do I want to take another trade later on after taking a loss? Do I want to reduce my size, or do I want to keep the same size? That is something you got to work on, and through forward testing, back testing. But in terms of getting emotional about it, there's no point. It's guaranteed.
I love that attitude. Why should I worry? Which is also my favorite Billy Joel song. And if somebody can tell me what Disney movie that came from in the chat, which also happens to be my favorite Disney movie, you get the comment of the day award.
There you go.
I didn't want to interrupt before, but it did take a long. I had a bit of a shitty feel, honestly, at 21.8850, sitting right at break even right now. But I do like this move back to the basically Asia highs here as a target. It's a very, very small trade. I take it half size just because it's still risky longing here at the highs. But just wanted to let you know. In the meantime, guys, let's get this stream to 500 likes. If we get this to 500 likes, we're gonna do another giveaway, and we're gonna have Dhesi come up with a keyword. So Dhesi, in the meantime, think of a keyword, whatever you want it to be. You gotta let us know first in the chat here in the back end, and we're gonna give away 150k growth account. But we need to get the stream to 500 likes first.
I do see we have some people recognizing the OG, Oliver and Company. Appreciate that, guys. Good job. Y'all get the comment of the day award.
We are sitting at 436, guys. So smash the like button so we can get it to 500.
Watch this 87 area. It keeps rejecting on NQ. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a potential long here. I hate to go against you, Nick, but I really want to short this.
Do it, Miriam. Do it. Come on.
No, usually these sort of moves, I'm not going to go here and short this right now, but I'm seeing how ES is really struggling at this 22 area to break its highs. Nasdaq, again, these book map orders are really not. I mean, the wall of sellers they're not letting in. We keep getting these big buy orders that are not really pushing through. We keep getting a sell coming in after that. So I'm gonna wait. We might get a push up, break through it, and then get a retest, and that's what I'll look for a potential long. But again, getting the buying pressure coming in, but it doesn't feel like it's enough at the moment. So I'm gonna wait for a potential long and a retest. If we just slice right through this, great. Love that.
I definitely want to see more pressure too. It's like this is again stalling out, like yesterday when I took the trade and it stalled for 30 minutes, went up to 20 points in profit, and then stopped me out break even.
I love the Ice Matcha Coffee King. Smack the like button like it owes you money. I would say smack it like a prop firm CEO that keeps changing the payout rules.
Yes. Called out.
Wonder who that could be.
Yeah, not to name any names here.
Nope. We're close to 500. Baby. We're close to 500. Dhesi, do you have a keyword yet?
I do.
Put it in the chat here in the back end if you see that chat.
Okay, 1 second. If that's too hard, let me know.
No, that's funny. I'll let background Nick know really quick.
Okay.
Then,
that's the motto for the last like 2 months.
I love it.
Yeah, today's the day of complicated keywords. I love it. This is great. This is great. And we gotta wait for Drew to set it up. And we're sitting at 534 likes, so that's good. That is very good.
Oh, we're getting some buying coming in. We're clearing those orders here. Let's see if we can hold and get the continued push up into 900. That would be the next level that I see here.
Yeah, if we do touch 900, I will move my stop loss to break even +1. On this. All right, next giveaway. As said, it's going to be 150k growth account. We're still waiting on the background team to set it up, and then we go. This is behaving a hell of a lot like my trade yesterday. It looks like the exact same long.
Are we surprised here? I'm not just saying like your trade, I'm saying in general, this price action is putting me to sleep a little bit.
Yeah, it's not something I usually take a trade in with this type of price action.
Yeah. Have you been noticing this sort of, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's just been, these mornings have been barcoding or just not giving us the moves that we would typically look for as morning traders, but we'll see something happen like later on the afternoon or the day. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's been super frustrating price action.
It really has. I think this whole month has been very, very difficult so far trading.
Yeah. Which is why, guys, you should always position yourselves into a trade correctly. But we're gonna answer or give this giveaway, right? Are we ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to announce it, Miriam?
Apparently.
It leaked, yeah.
Leaked?
Let's actually change the keyword because somebody got it. I don't know how. We got to change it.
Yeah, we do.
Somebody got it before we did the giveaway. What the fuck?
That's not it.
That is insane.
Yo, how?
Insane. Okay, we gotta change it.
Okay, let me change it.
All right.
That's actually wild.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the Discord I took someone's idea for the thing. They're telling me since yesterday to do it, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I think they leaked it.
Okay.
Shame on everyone in there.
Well,
Change
now
it.
you gotta.
Somebody ruined it.
Yeah. Call the FBI. Somebody go get Cash Patel from whatever strip club he's in and have him look into it.
Oh man.
All right, we'll do something simple. What's this?
This is very secretive right now.
Yeah, make sure no one's watching me over here.
I feel like somebody's door is about to get kicked in.
Yeah.
If somebody guesses that new one, something is off.
It will make it simple.
All right, perfect. We'll have that in the chat here. Just let us know, guys. Background Nick and Drew, whenever you're ready, you can finally do the 150k growth account giveaway. Second one for today. We have more after this. All right, cool. Let's run it. Miriam, you want to announce it? We got the word.
All right. Well, let's have our guest announce it. Dhesi, what is the code word?
The code is GOAT.
It is GOAT. Only type it once, guys. Only type it once. Keyword is GOAT. And you must like the stream. Don't forget, you must like the stream and you must be subscribed. There
it is.
There it is.
You can always tell what kind of delay we're working on by when the chat just explodes with the. Everybody also make sure you're live. Sometimes you click away, you accidentally click pause or something. Make sure the little red dot is next to live in the bottom left-hand corner of your YouTube's pane there. And for those watching on Twitter, welcome. Get your ass over to YouTube to participate in the giveaway.
There you go. Yeah.
Guys, you can only do it once. You do it twice, you're disqualified. And yes, the bot looks for that.
One day they'll get it.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, can we get the visual, Drew? So that people can see. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
You.
Nice.
Boy, a slow grind up this morning since the open.
Yeah,
It's
ES
the
is really
trade.
Yeah, ES started pushing higher here. I think he was now kind of stagnant.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too, where ES is now getting the buying pressure. Nasdaq's struggling a little bit at this 890 area, 900.
Yeah, I actually see on that giveaway screen that we don't have Dhesi on. So let's end the giveaway here in 5 seconds and pick a winner so that we can have him back on, because we hear him, but we don't see him. I don't like that. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and closed. The winner is I am the BT, or is it just am the BT?
I am the
Congratulations. You won the 150k growth account. Make sure to type something in the chat right now so we can see you there. And
yep, there he is. Quickest response. There you go.
Nice. Congratulations. You won a 150k growth account. And Dhesi's back on screen.
Let's get it.
But I mean, with that price action, Dhesi, you probably don't even want to be here.
I think it's time to go back to sleep. I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
About.
Do you feel like when you first started trading on the West Coast, it was an adjustment, or have you always been a morning person?
I was not. I'm still not a morning person. I dread waking up early every single day. Like I'm telling you, I've obviously been to the East Coast multiple times. Even being overseas where it's like different time zone, so much better.
Oh,
I people always say, oh yes, you could so much time to do any other thing. Well, if you're done within the first 2 hours anyways, it's like, you know, I dread it. I'm not gonna lie. I think getting mentally prepared and putting risk on at 6 a.m. that's just not.
I feel it. I feel it.
Possible. I don't know.
You just head to Miami and put up in Brett's guest room for a few weeks and see how that goes for you.
Brett, you're hearing this?
I love it.
He hasn't commented for a little while. He might be in a meeting or something.
Okay.
I might actually look for a potential long entry actually at this point. I just want to see price action on this candle here, but I'm looking at NASDAQ here at this.
I was stopped out, by the way.
I don't like the selling pressure coming in.
Nope.
A lot of selling pressure. I should have shorted it. I told you guys. I'm looking at this short.
I told you go for it, Miriam. I told you.
I know. No, that was not a strategy that I was comfortable with. So that's okay. But it's cool looking at book maps to see these. You know, I was kind of trying to walk you guys through what I was seeing. Actually, I kind of potentially might like this long here. Let me see.
By the way, shout out to Powell's burner account. Jay Powell, we appreciate having you here today.
All right, I think I'm going to enter along here, guys. Let me just wait for confirmation on this candle.
What confirmation are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for this candle to close on the 1 minute here. I have my 2 minute open, but I just want to see where we're going to end up at.
Hey, Trades with Jess. Good morning.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like the risk to reward here now that I look at it a little bit deeper, because I'd have to have a bigger stop loss, and I would rather we actually come back down to this 825 area on the NQ. ES could just be essentially like holding the 620 level and then getting back up and making new highs, which it would be nice. Actually, I think ES would be a better mover, but I don't have full conviction on this trade, so I'm gonna let this one go. I'll let it go.
Fair enough.
Until we get down, I think until we get back down to this 8. I want to see 850 hold, but I also want to see if we can get back to like this 825 level. I think I'd feel more comfortable because then my stop could be at like 15-20 points, and I'd be more comfortable with that. We'll see. Anything you're looking at, Dhesi, at this point?
Honestly, it's just too much chop for me right now. I just need more data for me to actually take a trade here. We're in a very weird spot. Like, I wanted to push a little bit higher here, but it's just kind of stuck in this range since open.
Mm-hmm.
And the 50-minute opening range as well is so tight.
Yep.
It's literally like, what is it right now? 70 points.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't like this rejection we're getting here. That's why I'm like, I feel like these shorts want to come in. I think the line in the sand for me for bulls today is going to be this 820 area on NASDAQ. On ES, it's going to be around the 6,008, 6,010 level. We keep just, yeah, it's a little bit choppy for me to be excited about a trade. I'm not going to lie. I think unless you've been in, then to me, it's not the most exciting.
While we're waiting here, guys, Dhesi, tell everyone where they can find you outside of our stream here.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter, Dhesi_trades. That's usually where I have all my trade recaps, or like I'll take, my profits for the day, losses, things like that. Kind of sharing my trading journey and how I operate. That's where you get most of the good stuff from.
Excellent. Just gave you a follow.
Appreciate it. Get that back to you right now too.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a running joke that every time I'm on a live stream, the price action just goes to shit, and it's holding true.
Like, it's not just you.
It's always like
not
that.
Just you.
It's so bad.
No, we've had some trash price action in the mornings recently. So, yeah, I feel like even for us, like getting into trades, it's been it's been tough.
Yeah, definitely.
I see Messi has run away with our poll here at the top.
Yeah, Messi did. Dhesi, Brett just said in the chat, okay, he's back. You know what to do, apparently.
What is this like subliminal message that we're?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
What do you know how to do?
I'm trying to figure it out too.
Like, I don't know.
What? I'm trying to
Brett,
figure it
you're
out.
just throwing everyone off today. What's happening?
Brett, they said that, you're gonna put me in your penthouse, bro, in Miami. Is this true? Brett is full port long only.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever he joins the chat, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We are holding. We're creating higher lows. It's just this stair step move.
Brett's gonna start like putting up a bunch of traders in his house, make like a little trader incubator commune. It's gonna be like that dude in Silicon Valley. Very underrated show if you've never seen it, by the way.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, yeah, it's on. I think it was on HBO. Ended a few years ago, but
I remember when it was playing. A FaZe House for Traders. Yikes.
Trades hard. What is this price action? Like, I think we fucking jinxed the market with Tradeify TV. Whenever, like, since we started, price action.
Market makers are playing. I'm telling you, they're
they're like watching Tradeify TV and go like, haha, look at these fuckers.
These idiots.
Why'd you dip your voice on the F word, man? We curse with our whole chest here.
Well, I'm not as experienced as you, Matt. You know. We're also chopping around that daily open level here, meaning yesterday's 6 p.m. open.
Yeah, bulls and bears are fighting right now. I feel
Either
like
that or they all went off to get a beer and left us to trade.
It's not I guess too early in New York right now.
Yeah.
Well, we have this 21,837 area that's still holding here. So I guess that's what I'm going to be looking for if we even try to test that, unless we just have these little tiny bodies on the chart here. But that's going to be the level I'm looking for a potential long. I would like a little bit deeper, like 829, 830. But if we break that, guys, bears I feel like are going to be relentless on this. I don't see them stopping from pulling us all the way back down to test this wick down here. And I don't know, how does it work in the ICT world where when you talk about like fair value gaps, do you guys look at like wicks like this? Is that considered an area of imbalance essentially, but like, is this something you would trade?
Definitely. This is where I would wake up or whatever. I was like, guys, do not trade this. Like, this right here is like the money destroyer. And this is, and I really wanted to take a trade coming in today, but this is just something that is so poor. I mean, since the open, we're right at the open price, right? And it's just no substance to these moves. It feels kind of randomish, and that's the last thing I want to trade is when price feels random. Yeah.
So, but specifically, like if you look at, for example, for us it would be 530 candle. You see that like when the news came out, we got that wick to the upside.
Oh yeah.
Is that something that's tradable?
So that I wouldn't say it's tradable, but you can use that news candle as kind of a bias. So yesterday's CPI candle, right? And this is kind of a big area of liquidity is when we have the data high and data low. So you can use those areas as kind of targets or magnets into the market. And that's what I use the news candles for. I don't ever trade them unless I'm like accidentally leave a position in overnight and I'm like sleeping or something. But I don't ever intentionally trade them. It's always using them as like a guidance basically throughout the day. So yesterday when we had our CPI move up, we came back and took out that data high on ES, but we didn't on NQ. So we had an S&T at the high, at the data high, and now I was looking for a short back down to the data lows, which we did. I'll use this like that, but I wouldn't ever trade it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like you said, we're just kind of sitting here, guys. I want to know in the chat, has anyone taken a trade today? How did you feel about today's market? Did it fit your strategy? I know we've been getting some like range trading recently, and I feel like there's some traders that just trade the range. So the market will present an opportunity for whatever type of trader you are. I'm just curious to see if anyone did take a trade today, though. So far,
let's get a poll up here. Are you green, red, or flat? There we go. Damn, background Nick is getting smooth.
He's
with that.
on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green, red, or board. I like that.
I like it.
That sounds like background Nick.
That's definitely the one I'm choosing. This is that.
Yeah, and by the way, for the guys who just asked if I'm still long, no, I'm out since a very long time. We just haven't updated the graphics here. I had my sell stop at 21,855.50, so I'm out since 9:55 a.m.
Dhesi, I want to know too, like, you kind of touched on it in the beginning, but just for anyone who's just recently joined, like, what was it that you really struggled with as a beginner trader? And kind of remind everyone again how long you've been trading for as well. But what was something you struggled with, and how did you get over that slump?
Yeah, so I started in early 2021 getting into the markets, and I didn't take trading serious until like mid 2021. And it took me around 6 to 8 months. 8 months is when I was really consistent, very consistent. And at this thing, like I said, the biggest thing for me was this understanding that I was going to lose. Like, I could not deal with the fact that I was losing. I could not. Like, it was, to me, it was like, no, I have to be right. And it honestly kind of was like an ego thing too. I was like, no way I could be wrong this often, right? But then it was just realizing, okay, look, I haven't done shit in the market to deserve or have a feeling that I actually know something. So let me actually focus on getting a strategy and managing risk, and just understanding this part of the game. And also, I think the big lesson for me was end of 2022, like the fall towards the start of 2023. What I mentioned is I took a pretty big loss. It was like 80K in 3 months. And at that time, I had a good summer run, but that was a decent chunk of my profits. So as the market's pumping here,
right.
Watch this real quick.
Keep talking. Got an eye on the news feed.
Yep. So it was, for me, my turning point in my career was at that moment is when I realized, okay, this is it right here. Can I come back from a long period of drawdown? And that I was kind of nervous about it, because every time that happened, it wasn't anything that I could come back from, because I didn't have long dry periods since I was unprofitable, right? Because once I was profitable, it was very consistent. Everything was hitting. And then my 3 months came, and I was like, okay, let's see what I really have learned in the past year and a half. And for me, it was just, it obviously, worked out very well. I was able to manage my risk, but like I said, it was just the flip for me was accepting losses and understanding you could trade for another day, right? You're not going to make everything back in one day. You're not going to lose everything in one day, but that's how it shouldn't be. Kind of letting time take over in terms of me actually getting the profits instead of leverage. Time over leverage any day of the week, because that's how you'll truly see how far you come, how consistent you are, where your flaws are, and things like that. Anyone can get lucky with 10 minis in one day and potentially make $20,000, right? But can you make $20,000 practicing your strategy over 3-4 months? That's it.
That's such a good point. Yeah, this echoes like basically what actually we had our guest yesterday, Joey, say the same thing, very similar as to what you're saying, like accepting the loss and just knowing that you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong. It's inevitable. You said it earlier, like don't try to control that. It's going to happen. But how can you better put yourself in a position to accept that risk and become like the best loser, right? Exactly. That's kind of the perspective that I look at it from. And so, yeah, I think that's something that, as humans, we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose. Like, why would we sit there? Like, this is the hardest job. I think like we have to be a little bit crazy to be in a position in this industry, because, we're not in a normal 9 to 5 where like we put in work and we get the output of money. No, it's literally, you can put in as much work as possible and still be losing money. But it's, it's unconventional in that aspect, but it's also all reliant on how well you execute and manage your risks. So yeah, it's definitely something that I think like every human faces. And yeah, I like that you mentioned, it's just an inevitable thing. It's part of the job is you're going to lose money. But how do you accept that? So yeah, that's amazing to hear. I mean, you went from being down like 5 figures and now you're working your way, like you've worked your way towards, being profitable. And it's amazing to see that, because it all starts with self, right? It's all,
yeah, it does. And that's what I was telling people, is like, when trading, I really don't think, the age aspect is not a thing, because like you either understand it at a young age, or if you're like I've seen adults, right, full on, with kids and stuff, and they still can't get it because it's just a self issue. There is no age thing for it. It's just literally just you. It's you versus you, and that's it. And that's why I think it's the greatest job in the world. You don't have to rely on anyone else for yourself, which a lot of people, they can't hold themselves accountable. And I don't think this is for everybody, obviously, right? But if you're someone who genuinely think they could hold themselves accountable, be disciplined over a long period of time, then I would definitely say this is for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, this is good. This is good that we're kind of talking about this too. And I want to know too, are there any things that you do outside of trading that help you with your trading, or how do you decompress?
Just staying consistent with what I do in my routine. Like I don't have a crazy routine, just like going to the gym, maybe playing basketball and things like that. I like sports, so like watching sports, things like this, simple things like that. I don't have I wake up this, I meditate, I do this, I go ice cold. No, it's just like just making sure I take care of my body, take care of myself, and take care of my mental, and taking breaks when I need it. That's just such a big thing for me. Is like that's how I'm keeping myself, in tune with the markets. Even is understanding that I need a break. So anytime I get that burnt out feeling, I'm just relaxing. I'm out for 2-3 days. I'm just not going to do anything. I'll do everything. I'll go to the gym still, play basketball or whatever, but I wouldn't even look at the market or really, care about the market. But my routine on a day-to-day basis is pretty, I guess, average in that sense.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't get a bowl of Sarasota water and put it into your,
Into my face? No.
Yeah. I know. Okay. We don't do that then. All right. Well, we appreciate that. I mean, I think we have another giveaway. Is that
we have
right?
a fun one. Yeah. We really want to do that. I think,
right.
I just added another, I went into another bull flag long here. So let's see.
Nick's like, nope, we're getting this.
Yeah, I mean, this one looks cleaner, to be honest, because we had a very strong push before, which I like. But I would still move my stop to break even once I'm at 15 points in profit, if we do get there. Let's see. Targeting previous week high, by the way. You know how I'm a fan of these levels.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I know that Drew is setting up something really fun, guys. This is going to be sick. So Dhesi, this is going to be a Tradeify TV first with you on as a guest.
Oh, perfect.
We're going to do a really funny visual giveaway. We're going to do a marble race.
Oh, I love marble races.
You guys are not ready for this. If you don't know what we're talking about, just watch the show right now.
Just make sure to smash that like button really quick, because this is going to be fucking amazing. As soon as Drew is ready, we're going to launch this. It's going to be sick.
Right. Who wants the top dollar, the creme de la creme?
Yeah, actually, the reason why we do this giveaway right now is because Brad said, hey, let's do a Dhesi special, because we're not just going to give away a 150K growth account right now. No, instead, we're going to give away 150K straight to funded account with that marble race. So that's going to be exciting.
Well, this just got more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Everybody get their marbles out.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
The boss said, let's make it 2. Hold on.
What?
Boss man is coming in with the heat.
2 straight to funded 150K accounts. All right,
those are several $100 worth of value, guys.
We gotta get those likes up for this. We gotta get those likes up, guys.
Yeah, get those likes up, guys. Get the likes up.
That is
also, as a winner, you do have to be subscribed as well. So make sure you're subscribed to the stream and you get that like in, and make sure you have your notifications on, because you do not want to miss these giveaways when they be coming on and our boss man be putting the heat in the chat. So let's get started here.
Oh damn. That is crazy.
Well, your longs are
place
doing very well, by the way.
It seems to work out. Yeah, let's see. If we touch 917, I'm gonna move my stop break even +1.
Next level of resistance, not even a big level really, is 925, and then I see 937. So
yeah,
those
937 is previous week high. So we touched 917. So I'm moving stop loss to break even +1.
Very nice. Very nice. Nice comeback. I like to see it.
Oh, it's not over until it's over.
We're getting the buying pressure coming in. It's looking really good.
Brett says, Dhesi, give me that analysis on the 4 hour while we set up.
All right, this 4 hour, let's check it out here. So theme is going with the theme of the week where it's sweeping and going. This looks, I mean, it's hard. It's gonna be hard to fade this 4 hour. The 4 hour candle closes where it is. There's still a lot of time on it. I would expect us to run that CPI high, but I don't want to be Mr. Bear over here. But I do think we're gonna get some type of wick right here on the higher time frame. Not necessarily a rejection, just for a wick and put in some imbalances for the 15-minute and the hourly as we go into later into the day, right? For like a PM session mover or something like that. So I do think we're going to put in a fair value gap. The 15-minute, I think, is going to put in a fair value gap. We already have one a little bit lower, but we're probably going to print something up here. The 4 hour, I think it will show a small wick here, and it fill it as the day goes on into the PM session. That's kind of lined out here.
All right. And we got word that the marble race is ready. Here's the thing, guys. In order to participate in this, you need to be fast, because first of all, you need to like the stream right now. All right. And then you have, you got to be very quick, because we capped this at 300, because after 300 marbles, this thing goes crazy. Okay. So the first 300 will be entered, the first 300 who enter the right keyword. This is for 2 straight to funded 150K accounts. Who wants to announce the keyword? Matt, you want to go for it?
Yes, so the keyword is Dhesi, Dhesi.
Hey, shout out.
So put that in the chat.
Only to do it once. Only do it once. You're gonna get removed if you do it twice.
And I see
they're quick with it. They're quick with it.
So I see somebody talking about Brett for president in there. I can't see Brett running as either a Republican or a Democrat. So maybe he'd go as the full port party.
Yeah, there we go.
It's the nominee for the full port party.
The golden pocket party.
Yeah, the golden pocket party. There you go.
All right. Once we have the 300, which I think we already do, Drew's going to pull up this visual, and then we're going to do the marble race for 2 straight funded 150K accounts. Let's go.
All right. Is it capped already, Drew? Capped at first 300. So it's going to be capped at the first 300.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're already locked in here. We got our 300 already, guys. You can stop typing in Dhesi. The giveaway is we're gonna put it up right now because we got our people in. The first 300 people already typed. So. Also,
I took off 2 contracts here, by the way. I still have 3.
That was a good trade. Nice one.
But I don't really like how this is moving. Oh, and actually, it just accidentally closed everything. Whoopsies. I wanted to change my stop to 3 and then closed it. But anyways, I actually closed it at the top, so we're fine.
No, that's great. I mean, it's trying to pull back now, so maybe it is a good exit.
I think we could get a pullback to like 885, 890s before a move back up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
I took them off pretty much at 921 and 918.
Nice. All right.
Chat is comedy.
Oh yeah, we got a fun chat.
All right, so as we're preparing this on the back end here, guys, again we'll do the little marble race here. We got 300 total entrants for a couple of 150K sim to funded, since the boss man is in here.
Yeah, actually, this is crazy. This is worth $1,000. Think about that.
More than 1,000.
I mean, that must mean that Gandalf is in a meeting, because Brett is popping in here and he's giving away $1,000 like that. Gandalf is definitely not watching right now. There's the solution. Brett just said Gandalf is on the plane.
He can't do shit from the air. Right?
Oh,
somebody's texting him right now saying you need to buy the Wi-Fi.
All right, let's get the marbles up and then do the race. I'm excited for this.
Ooh, this is fun. If you guys aren't watching the stream, pull up your phones or your desktops and make sure you're watching here, because it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. First two are going to get 150k straight to fund accounts.
Oh, this is such a throwback.
We're getting wet and wild here on Tradeify TV.
I hope this doesn't crash your computer, Drew.
All right,
All right,
we
guys,
do a
let's count it
countdown?
down. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Do
Let's
it.
go.
Let's run it. All right. This is wild.
This is chaos. I love it.
This is wild.
Oh, PMPFX, you're in the lead.
Oh shit, PMPFX the regular. Let's go. Let's go.
I feel like we need some like Mario music for this. Dun, 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 dun.
That would be funny. Somebody in the chat says, I want the white ball to win. Yeah, me too, man. People who are asking, what is this? This is our new way of doing giveaways. This is the Tradeify TV way of doing giveaways.
Dang, Herman just jumped.
The race. Oh, shit.
Oh, we got Elon. We got Elon. Oh,
Going down.
how is Herman making these jumps?
Oh my
He's
god,
cheating.
that was a crazy jump.
He's cheating. What the fuck's going on?
Dude,
What's happening here?
going down to a whirlpool?
Oh,
this is
yeah.
Yeah. We just realized. Where do we see the winner?
On top right.
All right, we got our winner up there on
there
the
we go.
right side. Herman with the #1 spot going into Thor's Well over here. So congratulations, Herman. Please type in the chat so we know that you are here.
Thor's Well sounds like a Scandinavian bar.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Brett says, do we give Herman 2 or Chessie 1 and Herman 1? Oh,
Gotta spread them out.
chat, you decide.
Wait, I want to see, is there a fire? Like, are people like just burning up on this if they're not going into the well?
It looks like it. This is fucking insane.
Somebody just tuned into this stream like, what the hell am I watching?
This is awesome.
Oh, man. Let's see. People want 1 and 1. I think they want 1 and 1. That's what this looks like. Yeah, let's do 1 and 1. That's what the chat is saying. So that means we're gonna give away 150k straight to fund account to Herman and 150k account to Chessie. So guys, make sure to say something in the chat really quick, so we know you're here to claim the prize.
Maybe what we should have done was we should have done this one as 1 and then did another marbles.
Well, we know that for next time.
Well, guess what? Guess what, Miriam? We have 3 more 150k growth accounts to give away.
Dang.
So we can do another marbles after.
I want to know, do you guys in the chat, do you like this? Is this fun?
Can we get a poll on that?
do more of these? Because the answer should be yes.
Yeah, I love it. Nice.
We'll have different backdrops as well. So this was just the River of Doom into Thor's Well.
We're gonna have more of those.
It's better than that one we watched on the demo. It's like a trek through like Dante's 3rd level of hell. It's like I don't think we want to be putting our viewers.
Yeah, maybe not that one.
Yeah.
Yasir, this is fun but stressful because I don't see my name.
You have to be fast.
You got to be quick with it.
300. It's capped at 300. Hey guys, I just got word from Mr. Simba himself. He's going crazy. Gandalf is gonna slap him in the face after. But we're gonna run another marble race right now for another 150k straight to funded account.
Dhesi, did you know that this was what you were signing up for today?
No, I'm all for the marbles.
All right,
great.
So another 150k straight to funded account. Brett is going insane here behind the scenes. He's giving away another $500 worth of accounts here. That's nuts. All right,
also,
but we need a
I just want to say it real quick because no one's in a trade right now as far as I know, right, from the team. No. But if there is a trade to be made, just holler.
No, I got out before. All right.
We are getting this pullback, so we'll see what we do. Anyways, all right, let's run it.
Yeah, we still need a new keyword here. All right, let's just we got
our keyword in the background here, so
we gotta honor Brett's craziness with this one. Brett is fucking. Oh man, this is crazy. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so keyword is for this one, guys. You gotta be fast. Again, you gotta like the stream and you gotta put the keyword in because it's capped. But because Brett is so generous today and gives away another straight to funded 150k account, the keyword is Simba Goat. One word, Simba Goat. All right, go for it.
All right, right now, chart-wise at least, we have a 5-minute gap here. We're actually getting a wick from it. With equal highs above. So if we get a solid 1-minute closure at these areas, I might actually look for a long. Back above, I think like 920. We got like a 1-minute closure back above 920.
Okay.
Like a continuation.
Nice. You're getting some buying coming in here on book maps.
Yeah, we have I don't use a 30-second too often, but we do have a 30-second inversion possible play in here. I want to take.
All right. Brett says he's long from 909.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Entry.
Yeah, this looks good. Go back to like 930s, possibly like 940s.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna do another marble shortly.
Just a nice, slow, steady grind up today.
Yeah.
Although we're still basically, I mean, you know, you look at this where you got to look at the chart and then look at the you know, on a longer time frame. We're basically flat from yesterday's close. We're up what 0.1% on the 0.1516 on the NQ and ES. So I think there's plenty of room to the upside here if that's the direction we want to go.
I agree.
Yeah, like moving to ES is really pushing here. Like ES just took off compared to NQ. It's a 5-point move on ES, like about like a 20-point move on NQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ES has only thrown up two red 5-minute candles the whole New York session.
Yeah.
It's running. All right, I think we're ready for the marbles. Are you guys ready?
Oh, we are ready.
Nice. All right, chat, you can stop typing the keyword in the chat. It's not going to do anything. We're going to run another marbles. This one is going to be more hectic, more extreme. For another, this is going to be for 150k straight to funded account because Brett is going insane today. No, he's just super fucking generous. So,
What is
let's
this?
do it. Let's do it. Can we get a countdown, Matt?
3, 2, 1. No, I can't say ding ding. Yeah.
It's a 3, 2, 1, motherfuckers.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see what happens to this one. Oh shit.
Oh wow.
What?
Okay. Oh, people are just.
And then they're
falling
going
off.
back up. What the hell?
What is
What the fuck? Is that like
I hope none of you are high watching this because this is really going to mess you up.
Oh, somebody's in the lead here. Very far in the lead, actually.
Oh,
Let's see. Living Like Chess is in the lead.
it's not over. It's not over.
Nope. This one is crazy. Drew, what the fuck? Oh shit. So we got wait, I can't barely read it, but Kara Lindsay is in first place, I think.
We need to bring in a race announcer for these. And they're off.
Yeah, we do. You know what would be funny? We need Coach Tank to moderate this. This would be funny. Oh yeah, now we got somebody in the lead. Yeah, he's trying to copy paste.
It's a really good accent.
It's rubbish.
The finish line, yeah. This is a long one.
This is a tough one.
Mitchell just got overtaken by Lindsay again. Let's see.
And there's still a chance for them to fall over the edge if they get too much momentum too.
Yep. They better don't. This is a long one.
What is this?
What the fuck?
Dang. Okay, Jesse James.
Jesse James. Oh, we got the winner.
Oh,
Jesse James won this one. Congratulations, Jesse James. You just won 150k straight to funded account. Just make sure to claim it in the chat. Type something. Jesse, you won.
Yeah, snuck in at the last minute, stole it.
This is why it's so fun, because like you could be completely dead last and then just come back for a comeback.
Right. He claimed it in the chat already. Congrats. And we got Brett in the chat, actually letting us know, updating us about his trade. Trimming at 926 is what he's doing.
Yeah, kind of stagnant these highs here.
Yeah, I would have needed the same push for my trade. My target was at 33.50, and I got stopped out at, or like I closed at 21.
Yeah, make sure, guys, your emails are in YouTube description. You should all have done that. All of our regulars should have done that days ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, this is fun.
So anyway, markets trading.
More marble races.
Oh yeah, we need more of these for sure.
Marble Thursdays, maybe.
Marble Mondays.
Marble Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
I like it.
Right.
I like it.
Are you looking at anything, Dhesi, right now on the chart, or is there just waiting game?
Where, dude, there's not enough movement. Like this is not, just nothing happening. That's why I do want to see these highs get ran on NQ one more time before anything.
We're moving a bit, and then we're consolidating, and then we're moving a bit again, and then we're consolidating.
Yeah.
It would be perfect conditions for trading bull flags, honestly. But they're just not moving enough. That's my problem.
Multiple flags.
Yeah, they're just not move. They just don't move enough.
Yeah, this 24 level is rejected. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. But yeah, we're just consolidating on MNQ or on NQ. Well, MNQ too, but let's see if we can get this pushed. 937 is going to be that area that we need to break above.
Yeah, Brett is going to trim at 926.
Let's see
So
a
that would
push
be
through.
now.
Let's see if we get it. Yeah.
He's in 2 minis from 909.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Interesting 5-minute candles popping up here in the NQ. We're getting, Miriam says we're getting wiki.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can't hear that word without thinking of like early 2000s Eminem. Throwing that in every one of his songs.
Yep. Wiki. Yeah, guys, this is kind of hard. I mean, if you got in earlier, you know, this is great. Good job. Good for you. If you're done for the day, even better. Who knows what we get here, right? This is a rough spot that we're in because we feel a little top heavy. Like bulls either need to make another run to the upside or it just comes back down from here.
Chat is something else.
We have the best chat out there. We really do.
Oh my God.
Y'all are wild.
That's cracking me up. God damn.
That's awesome.
All right, so I guess, guys, it is time for us to wrap up our segment with Dhesi here. Dhesi, one more time, remind everyone where they can find you and any closing words then for Tradeify Nation.
Yeah, so Dhesi Trades on Twitter. That's where you got all my stuff. Closing words. Well, first of all, I really wanted to take a trade, but this price action didn't allow it. So, you know, we follow our rules and we live to trade another day. That's the main thing when it comes to this. But yeah, those who are, you know, getting to that profitability stage, take your time with it. There's no rush. Everyone's on their own, you know, time frame, path, journey. And now more than ever, trading feels like an actual community thing versus a solo thing, right? With the show, with so many, you know, people around the spaces, you know, CEOs doing nice things. So that's a good thing. But make sure also you guys are not alone, because like I said, this is a very lonely thing. You guys are not alone. You can always reach out to anyone and things like that. So that's all I got to say for you guys. Just keep going, and it'll all work out.
All right, give it up in the chat. Everyone give us a clap, give us a Dhesi, give us something, and thank him for being here today.
Thank you, Dhesi.
Yeah, thank you, Dhesi.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. So we've got about a little under an hour left in today's show. We're breaking to new. Let's see. Are we at session highs? I believe we are.
Just broke out of that 38 level.
Yeah, this is just
that would have been
honestly,
my TP hit there.
This feels like a day from 10 years ago, like when I first started trading. Like these were typical days. You get a direction, you get a trend, you get you know, nice smooth moves up. Like this feels like, you know, a day where they say it's a bleeding down day, right? Where there's no huge drops, but you just kind of, no buyers kind of sell. This feels like the inverse of that. Like feels like we're like kind of bleeding up here. So yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen, God, I want to see a pullback. I want to see another pullback all the way down to 9,000 for a potential either short or long entry at that point. Just, it feels like there's buyers, but, and Mary, maybe you can enlighten me with Bookmap right now, but it doesn't feel like there's much conviction on either side right now. Just sort of I don't know, is this buyers or is this just lack of sellers right now?
Yeah, well, we had that level that I was looking at on Bookmaps. I was actually watching it very closely, this 937 area. And I know Matt, Nick, you said that this was a key level that we were also eyeing up earlier. So we did get that nice clear. It's a slow grind. It just feels like a slow grind. You know, and yes, we did get that push on that last candle. You know, sellers do keep stepping in. And again, I don't know if these are phantom orders or these are, you know, actual orders sticking around, but as we're starting to kind of push into these higher levels, it does feel a little toppy to me. We do have, like, I have this resistance zone sitting at 963. So, you know, for me, we're about less than 30 points away, about 30 points away from hitting that top. And I can just kind of zoom out here and show you guys where I got that from. This is actually a 45-minute zone. And as you can see, there is, this level of consolidation. We got this massive push to the downside. So this is a level that I think that there are trapped sellers in or buyers in. So essentially I would look for us to get back into this level, maybe find some resistance, and then, start to kind of pull back a little bit. ES still has room. We still have room on ES. I know this 4-hour zone was a zone that I had marked in the previous, and this is actually an invalidated zone, but we still have some levels here to consider, specifically this 60-50 area. I would be looking for us to potentially find some resistance in, but really that key level is going to be at 60-58, 60-60. And that was kind of in play from yesterday. As you can see, we topped into that area and just had this nice reversal. So, for me, I'm not looking to initiate any sort of longs here. If you got in from earlier, congratulations. I know Brett has been in a long since the 900s. So congratulations to you, Brett. You are at least 40 points into this. So, for me, I'm not initiating anything. If anything, I would actually be considering a reversal, because again, like we are entering into these areas that I just want to see how we're going to react. If we come into these areas and just put like a massive top wick, that's very bearish to me. I think that would be a consideration for a short. And I would be probably eyeing something like that. But so far, nothing really for me. I did kind of eye that long that we touched this 845 area. I didn't feel quite convicted. I didn't feel quite too much conviction on it. So I didn't enter for that long. But I mean, in hindsight, that would have been a great play, right? But I wasn't convinced on the move. So I didn't enter that long for that position. So yeah, that's just kind of what I see so far. What we're doing, we could just make a continued grind up for the day, right? We could just continue making these moves to the upside. But I think eventually buyers are going to start settling in when we hit into this 960 and then this like 60, 50, 60 area. So let's see what we do.
Yeah. Also, Brett got out at 21,945.
Oh, he already got out. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, it's funny. If we go to my charts really quick, I just marked out the full trade that I was in. However, just to be clear here, you see the executions, right? You see the entry here at 21,902-ish it was, and then I got out at 21,921. I would have gotten stopped out break even, actually. This would have hurt so much because I had 3 runners going still. So I would have been stopped out here, but it did move to full TP. So the analysis on this was right. It was just not like fast enough for me, because usually with these kind of flags, like I want quick follow through, which I did get. That was nice. But then I want to see it like shoot up 30, 40, 50 points and then start to consolidate, and not right away after like 20-ish points. So still a good trade, but yeah, could have been nicer, to be fair.
Okay. Well, we live and we learn.
Very true.
All good.
Very true. Matt,
are you eyeing anything?
I was just reading our thread chat, and Nick made me laugh, so I.
That's great.
So honestly, I'm looking at the 4-hour here. If we want to pop over, and this is looking great to make another run up to 22,000. Might even grind up there today. I think that's the next line in the sand here, guys, and that's kind of why I would like a little bit of a pullback, create a little more value, and then maybe a small position long to ride it up to 22,000. But based on where we are at the chart, I would say just from a probability standpoint, we are likely to sometime today, or maybe even in the overnight session, retest the 22,000 level in the NQ. As long as we stay above 6,000 in the ES. I know we've got some other levels up here. We have a little bit of resistance coming up here about the 60.50 to 60.60 mark on the 4-hour chart, we basically had a multi-wick rejection of the 60-50 level. So maybe a little less room to the upside in the ES as opposed to the NQ. I just think, the 22,000, there's not a lot of resistance up to that level. So I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback. I'd love to see us pull all the way back to 900. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I would love a +1 standard deviation bounce trade. It's probably not going to happen while we're on the air, or maybe it happens right as we're going off like yesterday. But that's what I would look for there. And I think, because again, I think that gives us then the potential to break down below that, or it gives us the potential to bounce from there. That's such a key level. I really want another chance to get down there. I was eyeing it on this candle here. We just didn't get close enough. I want to see actually a break of 900. I want to see us move a few points below and then push back up. But at that point, that's a key point, a pivotal point on the chart on a lot of different time frames. So for me, that's where the next potential big momentum setup, either the upside or the downside, is.
Yeah, I mean, we really, like, obviously looking back at this now on ES really made this run up very beautifully at the trend line, bounce here. And this was also a key level here, this 59.90, 6,000 level. As you can see, we've made this very clean, nice run up on that bounce. So, and this was a news candle, of course, yes, but look how well we held this level in the trend line, and we've just had this nice run up. So don't see us coming back and retesting this area anytime soon, but anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. But yeah, I do like that 900 level. If anything, I actually kind of want a little bit lower, like the 890, 880 area. But yeah, 900 is gonna be a key level. Right now we're in confluence with the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. VWAP's just sitting right at that level that I was actually looking to eye along at. But as we start pushing into, I'm gonna be curious as to how we react in this 960 area. I saw someone in the chat saying a short looks juicy in this level. Also be careful, because if we do get some momentum, we could push right into it, at least to the midway mark at this. Really, it would come to that 22,000 level. So 22,000 is going to be the next magnet that I see us going into. But let's see how we do in this level. I think we could get a nice potential short in this area. So let's see. Did we put up a poll earlier about how people did today? Okay, so it looks like people were green. Traders were green. Yeah. Board is also up there.
Yeah, today's a lot of board, actually. That's good, guys. Good discipline. If your setup doesn't show, I mean, don't take a trade. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. But also, just so you guys know what's going to happen on this stream, in 13 minutes, we're going to do another marbles. We're going to do another marbles race. This is my favorite part of the show so far. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 growth accounts, 150K growth accounts, to the first 3 people of that marbles race. So it's going to be one more marbles race. And for the people who don't understand how it works, it is completely random. If you type the keyword, you get added to the race, and then the race is done by AI, completely random, like AI computer, whatever it is. But it's completely random. We cannot influence it. You cannot influence it. We just see what happens, and whoever the 3 first people are, they all get a 150K growth account. So that's gonna be funny.
Y'all don't want to miss this, that's for sure.
Yeah, 3 marbles in one stream. Nobody saw that one coming for today.
It's just so fun to see how people are just like jumping off cliffs and running into walls. We should actually, if there's a way to make it into actual like figurines, that would be cool too.
Well, that would be fun.
Yeah, our own little trading Squid Game. That's just what we need.
Imagine like you can either be a Matt, a Nick, or a Mariam, and then like they fight each other. Whoever's standing last, that person wins.
Or we should do a poll or something that says like bulls or bears, and then that's how we determine who's actually going to be winning for the day. Like everyone type in the chat whether it's going to be bulls or bears, and then depending on who the winner is, that's the position we take for the day.
Now we're just getting complicated.
You know what, Matt? Live a little.
Live a little. Get a matcha.
I tried to make one the other day. It didn't taste very good.
Telling you were missing some milk.
It didn't look very good either. So
For those that follow me on Twitter, I literally just took a bunch of grass that I'd cut and put it in water and took a picture of it. So
you actually had water in it?
I did, yeah.
I thought it was just an empty jar of grass, but fooled me.
Well, you got fooled.
Oh man.
Let's see. Can we get some questions in the chat? Anybody who wants to ask us questions, that wants to ask Miriam a question, Matt a question, or me a question, feel free to type it in the chat, and we'll go through those until we do the other marble race in 11 minutes here.
Boy, another great guest today, guys. That was another really good segment. We've not had a bad guest yet. It's a lot of pressure on the next few, man, because it's just been one home run after another with all these people that we're bringing on here.
Yeah, and if you have guest like recommendations, guys, in the chat, feel free to let us know about that too. Sorry, Miriam, didn't want to fall into your word.
No, you're fine. I mean, I was just agreeing with Matt. I mean, we've had such amazing guests come on, and all of them really like preaching the same message. We had Joey yesterday and Dhesi today. Actually, the trend has felt more like become a good loser in trading, right? And I feel like that's kind of been the message so far these past few days. And Astanka always, as always, our psychology coach preaches this many times. But just learn how to become a good loser and learn how to just accept the loss, right? I think, like I said, we don't want to lose money as traders. That's not the goal here. But learning to just accept that it's inevitable, right? You're not going to have constant wins and constant gains all the time. I hear traders on 30-day win streaks and 50-day win streaks, and good for them. But there's going to be a day where that just breaks, and it's okay, right? We're not on this mission to just make money every single day. I mean, that would be great, right? I don't even think trading would be a thing, right? If people were just always making money, there's got to be a seller for every buyer, right? So someone on one end is going to have to lose there. So the transaction process is what makes trading what it is, and unfortunately, it just comes with one loser and one winner in that transaction. So again, just don't beat yourself up if you lost money this week, if you lost money today. Understand that this is going to happen, even as traders that have been in the game for several years. I mean, you heard it yesterday too, like Joey he had a rough time, and we all do, right? We go through these seasons where we have rough patches. I've gone through my own, right? And this is just something that, you have to go back and address, like, all right, what is it? Seriously me? Is it, something going on in my life? Is it a personal issue? Or is it like my trading tactics? Has something changed this month? And that's why it's so important to journal and understand, like, what it was on even a week-to-week basis, what it was on a month-to-month basis. Has anything changed? What was different this month, in consideration to the last month or the previous 3 months or the quarter. So having this data and having this analysis is really important in fine tuning how you trade and continue to trade. So always try to get better, 1% better every single day, right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy, just 1% better every day in improving whatever it is. It could be trading related, it could be personally related, it could be mentally, whether you started going to the gym more, or sending those gratitude texts that I always tell you guys to send out. Whatever it is that makes you 1% better, I think will take you on that journey to just be becoming a better person in general.
I do want to just say there is a news item just came out a couple minutes ago. Now, apparently not a strong reaction to this yet, and it's the New York Post. Take that with a grain of salt. New York Post is reporting that Trump is eyeing a current cabinet member to replace Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Oh. I've been saying all year he's gonna go for Powell. And I know, no, he's not going to do that. He said, yeah, the fuck he's not, right? This is, say what you, like, I'm not saying like Trump hate, we're not going to get into all that, right? And so keep that shit out of the chat. But I'm just going to say, this is something, we know this. Anybody that was around in trading during Trump's first term, and even now, he gets very fixated on particular things and will push it to the absolute max. Again, not saying good thing, bad thing, whatever. He's been on Powell all year. And what was it last week? He came up with the nickname for him earlier this week, Too Late Powell. He's going to try to fire him. I don't care. Oh, he can't do that. I don't care. He's going to try. That's going to create some chaos, maybe some good tradable chaos. So we're commenting on this from a trader's perspective, not from, citizen, A, B, or C. So he's going to try, guys. So just Just be aware of that. And that is a huge risk. Probably to the, a downside risk coming. And after this latest meeting, because Trump did tweet out this morning, it wasn't all market related, so I didn't say it. He wants a full point drop in the meeting next week. Right now, there's like a 97% chance of no drop at all, let alone 100 basis points. So I think we're setting up for a showdown that starts next week. It'll be a wild ride. And there'll probably be some really good trading within that, but just be aware of that.
Ooh.
Can't wait to click this and then attach the news article to it once it actually happens. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Brett, I think there's a position maybe opening up for you in the next few months here. So. Brett,
what Brett can do. Fed chair. He doesn't need to run for president. He can be the Fed chair.
Yeah, Brett from the FPP, the full port party.
Yep, full port party.
Nice. I see a question in here that would actually be nice to be answered from you, Mariam. Turbo Skeeter is asking, I was in a nice hot streak followed by a slump. Now I seem to be afraid to take trades. Any advice?
Yeah, confidence is definitely going to be the killer for your trades. And that's something that, for me was actually a really hard thing to get over. Any sort of streak that you take is gonna be a confidence killer. And I think what you need is, you need to position yourself now in the position where you can take a win. It can be a small win, whatever it is. I think the psychological aspect of taking a win is going to help from that confidence, but it has to be sized enough for you, like low enough for you to where you're not going to be, you're not going to be in a bigger slump just because you lost more money. No, even if it's like, if you're used to taking, 10 micros, for example, take 1 micro, just get that win and get that confidence back, just so you can be in a position where, your confidence isn't derailing you from taking good setups, right? We all go through that. That was something, like I said, I struggled with this. I had such great setups. I had a plan. And then when it came to the point, I just froze. I literally just froze. I would freeze and not take the trade. And then I'd review it later and be like, it just ran up 100 points and that would have been the trade for me. And so I started getting myself into the position of like taking these smaller wins in terms of my position size, right? Like I would take my setup and be like, all right, I'm going to get into it. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't, like, I'm not going to be mad at it. And then that helped me over time get that confidence back to enter these trades, but I had to just get a win in the books. And again, it doesn't have to be a big monetary gain. It can just be a nice win that you entered based off your strategy. Now, if it's a strategy issue, that's something else to consider, which is why, I always say, like, look at your trading style. If you've been doing the same thing and you're just not getting these wins, look a little deeper. Maybe it's your entries, maybe, there's something else going on there. But I promise you, like once you get that confidence back, it's not going to last forever. We go through these seasons as traders, and as long as you have been having these consistent wins and you've been a consistently profitable trader, you'll get back into it. It's no problem. So just get that win under your belt, and it doesn't have to be big. Just let it, get that win first.
Yeah, very well said. It kind of goes into what I said in the beginning with just trading 1 micro and just get into trading again. Because if you trade 1 micro, that's not gonna do much to your account, most likely. If it does, well, then trade demo at the end of the day, or an eval. But just going down, sizing down, and taking a trade again to take a trade is really what does the trick. I agree with you, Mariam.
Yeah, it really, like, you have to be able to execute a trade to make the win, right? Like, you can't just have the idea. Like, you're not a good trader just because you have good ideas. Like, you have to be able to execute on those ideas and be able to know that you're taking a risk, but it's a calculated risk, right? You understand, you always have to understand how much you're going to lose. It's never, hey, I think traders think, hey, I'm going into this trade because I could make this much money. No. Take that out of your head and think of it as, I could get into this trade knowing that I could lose this much, right? Because at the end of the day, your upside potential is endless, right? Especially in futures, your upside potential really is uncapped. So if you just go into it knowing, like, yes, this will make me money, but what am I losing? right? What is it that I'm risking in order to make this upside? And yes, get an idea of how much you're obviously going to make. You're not going to be like making less than what you're losing, but essentially you want to look at it from the perspective of how much could I potentially lose rather than how much could I potentially win. And that's always that shift will help you in your trade management and your position sizing.
And
Absolutely.
Speaking of winning, guys, let's actually look at yesterday's top 5 live traders that we had here at Tradeify. They're crushing it, and I hope they're taking the coaching sessions from Coach Tank, and I bet they are, because in the top spot we got Kerry S yesterday doing $8,852. We got Michael doing $7,049. Then PW coming in third place with $5,178. Hussein M with $3,566, and then Alejandro with $3,548. That's yesterday's top 5 live P&L. And if we look at the total leaderboard, I think the top 2 are fighting there. The top 2 are fighting. Patrick PW is back on top. Yesterday he was not. And then we got second place that actually, funny enough, I can't really read here on my screen, so I gotta switch over to the other screen. Moretta is back on second, then Mohammed on third, Richard C fourth, Victor O on fifth, and so on. I'm always gonna do the top 5 just because I like the top 5 instead of the top 10. But yeah, they're all crushing it. Our live traders at Tradeify are absolutely crushing it. And as a reminder, guys, you're getting free coaching from Coach Tank, like one-on-one sessions, if you are a live trader at Tradeify. So that's definitely something to work towards too. Like, this is freaking insane. I've never seen another firm do that, honestly.
Yeah, no, this is huge, guys. If you guys can get to this status and work with our in-house coach, I mean, he is such a treat. We have him on. We're gonna try to have him on, actually, I think every week, at least every Tuesday. But definitely don't want to miss those ones. You don't want to miss those. He's got gems left and right. You guys don't want to miss those TED Talks when he comes on, because he's spitting fire. Sometimes I need the reminder too. I'm like, oh yeah. That's something I need to remind myself of. So definitely don't miss out on those.
Yeah, same. Actually, guys, are you ready for another marbles race? Chat, are we ready for another marbles?
The only reason I want to even enter this is just to see like where I stack up.
Oh man.
I love it.
Yeah, and guys, with Coach Tank, if you ever miss one of those, go back and, Coach Tank is not like most of our guests. If there's an opportunity to trade on stream, they will. And that's kind of why they're here to talk about strategies and stuff like that. With Coach Tank, he is the mindset guy, the trading psychology guy. So as much as we're looking at charts while he's on, we're really listening to what he's doing. So that stuff is evergreen, guys. Get back to our show on Tuesday, get back to our show the previous week with him, and watch those segments. They are fan-freaking-tastic.
Just got a nice one up here as well on
good
features.
Lord, what just popped there?
Any news on that? We're heading into
not
this
yet. I'm looking right now.
Well, it's also just a pump out of a consolidation, to be honest.
Yeah, we're getting
that's a news pop. I don't know what it is, but that's a news pop.
You think so?
Aggressive buying coming in.
If we run to 22,000, it's a news pop. If we pull back, yeah, I'm not seeing anything yet.
I don't think it's a news pop, honestly. It looks.
It might not be. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna have to re-up my Bookmap subscription, because I'd be curious to see what's going on there. I don't have to keep asking Miriam.
Yeah, Miriam can keep us updated. She's our Bookmap. But actually, let's run marbles if you guys are ready. So just to explain this again, guys. First of all, we're gonna do 3 150k growth accounts. So the top three spots are going to get 150k growth account each. Now, just want to make this clear. The marbles race is completely random. You get entered by putting the right keyword in the chat. You can only put it once. If you put it more than once, you're getting disqualified, okay? And you have to like the stream. So here are your next steps. Like the stream, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and type the keyword marble pump for that green candle right there. Marble pump in one word, and you get entered into the marbles race for 3 150k growth accounts. Let's do it.
It doesn't matter if it's capital or lowercase.
Yeah, there we go.
Just one word, marble pump.
Marble pump. Let's see.
And multiple entries are not going to do anything, guys. So don't type in multiple times.
You get disqualified. That's what it does.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
the bot is set up.
Don't double type.
If you double type, you get disqualified. So don't do it. I'm wondering what kind of craziness Drew has in his backpack for this one, because the first one was pretty chill. The second one was absolute madness, and now I want to see what the third one is going to be.
Oh, I'm excited.
I picture Drew back there just like Mr. Burns picking one, like, excellent.
This is the one.
This is the one. Oh man. If you did it with a space, you can still enter, because
just don't do it more and more.
No, just do it right once, and that's enough.
And I think we're only taking the first 300. Is that correct?
Not sure in this one. I think it varies, but it is capped, so you better be fast. I think it's 300. Drew just said.
Okay, I think I heard him in the back too.
Let's see. We definitely have 300 in there now.
Oh yeah, we do. All right, so we got the 300, the top 300 guy. So make sure you are done. Just stop typing marble pump. We are putting all the names into the back here so we can start this giveaway.
It's actually not a giveaway. You have to. I don't know. It's not you have to work for it because it's random, but it still kind of feels like you have to work for it, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
You got to send your marble energy through the screen.
Yeah.
Matt's the marble witch.
Well, my head's kind of like a marble, so it worked.
Oh, true. We can call you Marble Wizard.
Marble Wizard.
Or we could not.
Marble Matt.
All right. I'll take that as a no. That's fine. Had to try. All right, whenever we're ready, we're gonna pull up the next marbles race. This is exciting. I love it. Gotta do this more often.
These are so fun.
We got it. There it is. Ooh. Matt, you should do the countdown again. You're the best one for the countdown.
All right, let's let him go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's run it. All right, this is like a casino, huh?
Eventually it's gonna crash the whole stream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ace of spades. You're gonna go through the ace of spades, and then what the heck is that?
What is this, like somebody's
colon?
Oh,
some people are dropping off. Oh shit.
Oh no.
They're falling off the track. Too much momentum from the ace of spades fall. All right, so we got who we got? TK in first place, RJ in first place, Lucha, Oprah trades. Damn, it is switching up fast. Candle surf.
We got J Powell and Oprah here today. This is stars bad.
T in first place. All right, T staying in first place for now. Daniel now in first place. There we got.
Chaos to the finish here.
Now it's chaos.
No.
Oh, this is chaos pre-programmed. The first 3 people are gonna get a 150k growth account. So let's see. Sergey is number one. Andre is number 2 for now. Sergey won. Then we got who we got next? Chetan Guleria is
got him in there.
Second. And
Dang.
I'm gonna pronounce that as "fuck you" is third. So we got our 3 winners. Congratulations, Sergey, Chetan, and fuck you. make sure to type something in the chat here to claim your 150k growth accounts. Congratulations, guys.
I was rooting for you, Oprah. Nice. I love these. These are easily my new favorite segment now.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're not like we have a whole arsenal of these. Like,
oh yeah,
there's so many different ones we could choose from.
We've got dozens. This is nice. All right, congratulations, guys. Make sure to type something in the chat if you haven't already. Sergey won. Then we have fuck you also claimed, and who we got? Chetan was third. Yep. No, second. Sorry. It all claimed. So 2 claimed. Chetan claimed as well. All right, cool. everybody claimed. Congratulations. This is sick.
Congrats,
this was
guys.
nice. Chat, are we loving these marbles races? Let us know. Are we loving that? Or should we stop? If anybody
Because
says stop, let's just ignore them.
why end the chaos when we can add more chaos to the stream?
Yeah, that's
very true. It's a good point. All right, they're loving it. Nice. Yeah, RJ, sorry about that. He went from first place to not even on the board. He dropped off.
Well, you need to whoop that stupid marble into shape then, RJ. All right, so pulling back after that initial, I guess it wasn't a news thing. I saw those orders getting eaten up. I figured there was some news that was coming on the board, but apparently not. And so now we're kind of pulling back to the 950 level, about to close out this candle here, and we got about 20 minutes left in the stream, guys. So, boy, challenging days. A couple challenging days of price action. I know we've got in a couple shots here or there, but boy, it's these grinds up don't really do anyone any favors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we are rejecting this area as we speak. I'm looking at the 15-minute here on NASDAQ. We push right into this this zone, this seller zone. As you can see, this nice top wick forming. Now, of course, the 15-minute isn't over yet. We still have about 5 minutes left on this candle, but currently getting some selling pressure coming in on this move here. So this is what I mean, guys. Like these are the sort of zones. Like I'm not going to take a short here and just enter blindly, but for me, I would want to see how we're going to be reacting on this next candle, because if we come back down here and we start breaking this 915 and then all the way down to like this 900, we start breaking, that's where I'll be a little bit more convinced that buyers just don't have the juice, and we might start getting this reversal in soon. So these are sort of why I have these levels here. Again, 15-minute could still be formed. It's still forming as we speak, so we could come back up and run up into this zone, but we did kind of trace into half of this zone here. So this top wick is going to be important for me to decide whether or not bears are going to start taking charge here, because again, I don't want to see like this wick with a small body. That's going to be indicative of a reversal for me. So ES again, same sort of deal here. We hit into that 60-50 level to the tick actually. So we're starting to get a little bit of a pullback here. We're retracing half of this candle, so we could probably hold here, but again, those similar levels to me are going to be 60-40 and then previous day close sitting at 60-30. Now we do have VWAP sitting close to the open right now at 60-20. But anything, I think ES actually kind of looks a little bit stronger to me. So if we get a move back down and VWAP is broken and violated, I don't think bulls have it in them. So yeah, we're gonna watch and see how we do here.
Absolutely. And guys, a reminder, while we're sitting here now for the last 20 minutes of the show, everybody put your emails in your YouTube description. There's a place you can enter a contact email. That is I think in about 80% of the delays we're dealing with in getting people their accounts is because their email's not in their description. So make sure if you're a regular to do that. Also to say, guys, with these marble races, it does not matter when you type. Everything is completely randomized. The order, as you come in, it randomizes the order, it randomizes the starting order, it randomizes everything. So that's the easiest and most fair way we can do things. So, I mean, I don't care if you were the first to type, second, third, it does not matter. First to type gets the exact same chance of winning as the 300th to type. So, but for obvious reasons, we can't put like 500, 600, 700 marbles on there. So we're rewarding speed a little bit. So make sure you get in there. But once this stream grows, and it is and will continue to grow, and we start getting a lot more people, we'll think of some other ways to do this. But right now, this is the best way to do it. So
yeah, and I mean, you just got to be active on the stream. You got to be in the chat here. Like that's why the speedy guys get rewarded. They paid attention. That's what you got to do when you're watching Tradeify TV, because you're always gonna win good stuff. I mean, literally, Brett showed up today randomly giving away 350K straight to funded accounts. Like, what the fuck? Gandalf was gonna slap him after this, but
I want to know the monetary like number of how much we
$1,500. $1,500.
I feel like it's more than what I feel like that's more. No, I think we gave more.
Yeah, but it's like 1.5K for just the 3 straight to funded.
Oh yeah. Like, so we've given away thousands.
And then the 150K growth accounts as well. We gave five of those as well.
Oh, we still have those, or we already did those?
No, we already did those. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys got to be on here. You got to be ready to go. And of course, we hope that you also find value in this, not just in the giveaways. And if you do, and if you haven't already, please give us a like and a subscribe. Subscribe to this channel as well, and make sure you are notified for these future lives, because we go on 8:30 Eastern every single morning. So make sure that you are tuned in with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Boy, guys, this is I get fired up when we have great guests like we had today. I think it's just, and every one of them has been great. I think it's just, you know, different perspective. And yet, guys, again, another style of trader. I don't think we've had two traders that trade the exact same style. I know we've had some guys that do breakouts, some iced tea stuff, like a whole variety of things, but in general, completely different trading styles. Everybody's profitable. Again, this is why I tell you guys, like, we appreciate you guys watching this stream. We appreciate you guys, you know, being here, but don't try to trade like Miriam or Nick or myself or Dhesi or Rips or whoever that we have on the show. You have to develop your own style. Sure, that can start with some of the stuff that we do or some of our guests do or something you learn, et cetera, but you have to develop your own style, your own risk reward. Some of us can sit and look and have hold a decent drawdown, you know, playing for a bigger win. Some of us can't do that. It's okay. You have to learn your strengths and weaknesses as a trader. You have to learn. I think it was Rips that originally said, when you hit tilt, okay, anytime you blow an account, all right, you need to go back again. If blowing the account is step 5, you need to go see what was step 1 through 4. Was it just a series of good setups that just didn't work out? And maybe you went oversized on one or two of them. Is it a matter of, you know, revenge trading, over trading in terms of number of trades? Go back and look at what happened. Don't focus on the trade that got you to tilt necessarily, although you do want to focus on that as well. Focus on the 3 trades before that, or the couple of trades you didn't take before that, and find these common themes. If you're a newer trader, guess what? You're probably going to blow a few evals. You blow 4, 5, 6 evals, I say welcome to trading. You blow 10, 15, we've got a problem and we need to correct that. And self-analysis, self-correction, and self-accountability are so important in this business, guys. And to really ignore the noise, what's out there. Don't try to make as much money as some of the people that are out there right now, or you know, just work on yourself, work on getting you got to make $100 a day before you can make $500 a day, right? You got to have $1,000 weeks before you can have $5,000 weeks. You got to have $2,000 months before you can have $20,000 months. Walk before you run. Take your time. Everybody's on a different time frame, then that's okay. Just stick with it. And again, have a business plan. You're 6 months in. You should not be spending more on evals and activation fees than you're taking out of those accounts and payouts. If you are, you need to step back and figure things out. Have a business plan. All right, guys? We good?
Love
Excellent.
that.
we're good. We're good, Dad.
Taking notes over here.
Yeah, but he's right. He's right. Like, absolutely. And
yeah, I mean, this is a business, right? I know. What's the point of a business? To make money. We're not operating nonprofits here, so we want to make money. So you have to have a business plan.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just watching the market here. This is definitely starting to look more bearish to me. Especially that we put in this 15-minute wick here, and then we open right below this level. Right now, I'm starting to get a little concerned about these bulls holding.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep, let's see if 900 holds. That's going to be the line in the sand for me, for bulls.
Let's see.
ES also retesting the 60-40 area, trying to see if there's any orders here sitting on ES. ES does have, what are you laughing at? What are you
we got some Cracker Barrel references in the chat there. So Turbo Skeeter says we all go into the Cracker Barrel after the show. I'll tell you what, Turbo Skeeter, I got 2 Cracker Barrels within 5 miles of my house. I got a Cracker Barrel, I got a backup Cracker Barrel. So I got a lot of Cracker Barrels around here.
I don't think we have those here.
No, we don't have those either.
I would hope not in Switzerland.
Y'all are missing
there's
out. I'll
a
tell you
lot
what,
of things that we don't have.
There's nothing like a Cracker Barrel breakfast. I'll tell y'all that right now.
Oh man. All right, let's see what we do at this 60-40 area, because I might actually consider going short here.
That's right. Vola says y'all are missing out. Absolutely. Where else can you get a full breakfast for like $9? That includes coffee.
Wow.
Well, but that breakfast is probably like trash food, right?
Hey, listen, we're not talking about that. We're not getting into all that.
I'm not about quality here.
The taste versus what you pay for it. There is nothing like that on that the whole like diagram Venn diagram. The taste versus what you pay for it. There's nothing better than Cracker Barrel. I'm not saying it's healthy, but you know what? They don't claim it's healthy.
Well, all right, give you that one. Miriam, what would be your confirmation for a short entry?
For me, it's going to be that ES actually closes below the 60-40 area. I want to see NASDAQ also get below 900. So ES could probably close below the 60-40 prior to NASDAQ entering this 900 area. But sellers are starting to pick up here at the 60-42 level on ES. So definitely some considerations for a short, more so, especially if we can't get back above this level. So I'm eyeing this very closely. We got about 10 minutes left on the stream. Same sort of thing kind of happened to you, Matt.
It did, yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You just, like I said yesterday, I left a very clear profit target. I may, again, if this was a trade just I was taking in, an hour before, probably would have scaled out. But for me, I'll set a profit target, I'll set a stop loss. And I told you guys I wouldn't change them, and I didn't. So, just from the accountability and transparency purposes, if, I'll always do it that way.
Yeah. No, I like it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this right now we're kind of holding here, but I want to see if we can get back above the 60-42. Heavy sellers here, and buyers are kind of struggling to push us up.
Damn, Vola got me near, like I'm about to hop on Uber Eats and order some Cracker Barrel for lunch this afternoon.
Can you send me a video? I want to see what it looks like.
And well, now I think I have to.
And then I'm going to add it to ChatGPT and ask you, like, how healthy is this food?
Again, nobody's claiming it's healthy. Nobody's claiming that.
Is this considered an actual breakfast based on the food quality you're getting? And then we're talking if it's actually a cheap breakfast, because if it's not even considered a breakfast because it's such low quality, well, then you're just paying for nothing.
Yeah, we'd rather not know. Yeah, background Nick's a Midwestern. I know he's been to Cracker Barrel.
Oh man, we're forming a little bear flag here for the downside.
Yeah, I love Wiz there. Wiz with the explanation. Were you fasting? Yes. Did you break it with this food? Yes. Then it's fucking breakfast.
All right, Wiz. All right, I'll give you that one. Apparently, I'm fired.
Apparently, I'm fired. All right, so I did. I'm just changing my screen.
I actually entered a short here.
I literally was just gonna say I entered a short at 39.75 on ES, with a stop above 60.44. So I'm taking about a 5-point risk here, but I do want to see at least 10 points out of this. So I'm in 5 micros on ES. Let me just.
I'm in 5 micros on NQ.
I'm just trying to
short the bejesus out of everything, huh?
Well,
I would like to see a retest.
The two bears.
I would like to see daily open actually at 21,872. There it goes.
Oh, just a huge leg down there on the NQ. Good shorts, guys. Good shorts.
All right, let's see if we can get down to the 60-30 area. I'm gonna take off.
I'm break even.
All right. Sorry guys, I wasn't actually logged into this play here. I was trying to log in the back end, but let me just walk you guys through this. So I'm looking at 60-30 to break here. I entered again. My entry was at 60.39. Buyers are kind of holding this level, so I'm gonna actually move my stop to a little below break even here. I'm moving it to 60.38. 60.38.
I can just get stop break even. It was nice. It was nice, but it moved too fast for me to trade it on TradingView, honestly.
Yeah. I'm trying to put this in my live account, so I wasn't actually logged into this this trade. I might actually get stopped out on this, which will be really sad. But yeah, buyers are pushing. Buyers are really holding that 60-30 level. Unfortunately, I didn't get my exit, and I'm about to probably get stopped out on this. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let's see. I do like this rejection we're getting. Hopefully 60-30 will push through. There are some buyers there, so I might take a little bit off. I might take a little off. I'll take 2 micros off if we get back down to the 60-30, but I do want to see 10 points out of this. I don't really like that we're holding.
Yeah, it was a nice little flush, and then the buyer stepped right in.
Yeah, it's at yesterday's close too. But we do have some sellers sitting at the 60-37 area, which is why I'm putting my stop at 60-38.75.
Very interesting movement right at the end of the show again.
Oh gosh. All right. Let's see if this 60-30 breaks. I have a sell or a buy limit order at 60-30.25. That it just keeps holding. It just loves to play with me like that. Let's see. I have my stop in profit though, so if I get stopped out on this, not a loser. It's not a loser, but I want to see them break this level. That'll be very clean, because then the next level we have down is going to be that 60-25 area. If they just break through this area right here, then this short is obviously not going to be anything. But I'm watching the 37 level.
I like how you talk us through the trade. It's nice.
Yeah, I'm just seeing all these massive sellers. Again, it could be phantom orders, but I feel like sellers are serious here. I think they're going to try to push this down. I do have my limit order, like I said, sitting at that 60-30 level, a little above, but we're just kind of chilling. We're just kind of chilling, not really doing much.
Yeah, non-news drops always have a counter move, right? Like, because the algos jump in, everybody jumps in on those, and it's not until kind of everything's sorted out of that then if there's a change in momentum and a change in direction, you're going to see that secondary move, right? So we had that kind of a quick, I think it was about 3 to 4 minute moves, the end of one 5-minute candle and start of another one. And then since then, we've kind of found equilibrium here about the 32 to 35 level, or about the 900 level in the NQ. Now the actual sellers beyond the algos and the stop runs need to step in to get us back down to a VWAP move or potentially even below.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NASDAQ is trying to hold this 900 level as well. Well, we're below it, but I want to see ES below this 60-30. If we get the 60-30, we'll get a nice flush. Let me see if I can trade here. We're flirting with it right now.
Yeah, we are.
All right, just logged into my account here, so you guys will be able to see my trades. Where's my settings? Don't know why.
That 1 minute candle at 11:23 caught me completely off guard, way too fast to trade on TradingView. That was crazy, because I was planning to move my stop to like 25 points in profit, but it was already back up at break even when that happened, so was not able to catch that. I got out with one contract at like 10-ish points, 15-ish points, but ultimately ended up mostly break even on this trade.
Where is my order? This is so frustrating. I am short. You guys can see that I'm short on this play. I'm just, for whatever reason, it is not showing on here. This is so annoying. Oh, because I'm in MNQ. Duh. There it is. All right. Now you can see it. All right. So my buy stop, like I said, it's at this 60.38, which I'm starting to see these buyers really start to push through. So I could get, yep, I'm about to get stopped out on this. I see these orders.
Trump is speaking right now during a bill
Lovely.
signing ceremony.
Lovely.
Maybe you get a nice drop from Trump.
He's hammering on oil prices right now.
Yeah, 38.75 is my buy stop on this short, which you can see I am technically in the profits, but I don't like that we're holding here.
The only news coming out of that, other than comments, apparently the bill he's signing ends all the California regulations for EVs. So like mandates and taxing stuff. So he's killing all that.
About $68 in the profit on this. Woo!
Woo!
Big money.
Don't spend it all at once.
I know. Try not to.
Guys, my news feed, I use the Trade Exchange. You can just search for that. 1E between trade and exchange. So it's trade and then exchange. I have no business relationship with them other than being a paying customer, but that's I've used them off and on for years. For bang to the buck and the quickness, they're pretty good in my opinion.
All right, I just got stopped out on that trade. Buyers were just really stepping in there, so unfortunately couldn't get that move. I actually missed my exit here at this 29 level, but we could potentially see this drop because really this 60-40 is going to be key. I think 60-40 on ES is going to be key. And the thing is too, like we got this nice hold on this 15-minute on the NASDAQ as well. So, or I'm sorry, the 5-minute, right? No, we're on the 15-minute. We're on the 5-minute too here. So that could also be a potential rebound as well. And now these buyers are coming in. See, this is why you got to be kind of quick with it. And if you're not quick, you know, you could miss your exits. So
yep. So so guys, I do want to, 68 bucks is enough to treat the whole chat to Cracker Barrel. So that's definitely a positive thing. All right, guys. So I had a few nibbles there at the close. No significant wins or losses. Just kind of finding our way in kind of this craziness. Again, Trump is at a press conference right now, so keep that in mind. So guys, I think this brings to end another edition of Tradeify TV. We are 80% now through our shows for the week. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I definitely want to thank Dhesi Trades for being our guest today. Tomorrow is Full Port Friday. I mean, just Friday. So make sure you tune in to Nick will actually be here for a Friday. So we're very excited to have him tomorrow. So guys, that's it for me. Nick, take us home, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Amazing job today. I hope the chat enjoyed it, especially with the marble races. that's my new favorite for sure. But yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in every day. We appreciate you. The reason why we can do Tradeify TV is because of you interacting in the chat, asking questions, sharing your wins, sharing your losses. So really, really appreciate you, and thanks for sticking around. And as usual, we're gonna get the final love words from our one and only Matcha Mommy.
Somehow love words just has a different meaning when we're talking on this, but you know, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
so.
Somebody's gonna take that ball and run with it.
Well, we totally appreciate you guys coming on the stream today. And if you are new here, welcome. We hope to see you again. And of course, as the oldies come in, we hope to continue seeing your beautiful names in the chat. And we hope to continue doing these marble races. I enjoyed them a lot. So we love you guys. As always, go show someone some love today, practice gratitude, do your meditations, drink your matcha, go on your hot girl walk, whatever it is that brings you joy in this world, go and do that. And as always, we love you guys. We will see you all tomorrow bright and early. Go be great.
See you guys.